From Ben Hill Griffin Stadium at Florida Field in Gainesville, Florida, Sports Channel presents University of Florida football. Today, the University of Florida Gators open their 1994 season against the New Mexico State Aggies. And welcome to Gator football. I'm David Steele along with Jim Yarbrough. We're glad to be with you for another season of University of Florida football here on Sports Channel. And Jim, this town is abuzz because the Gators, for the first time ever, are ranked #1 in the nation heading into the season.
And they deserve the #1 ranking. For so many years, the Gator faithful have wished and hoped this team could be #1. The guys that wore the orange and blue wish they could be #1, but they truly deserve the #1 ranking, and they want to keep it. Ever since Steve Spurrier returned to his university, he's demanded that these guys expect to be #1.
Why are the Florida Gators #1 preseason? Well, Jim Yarbrough touched on it. Players and coaches. Coach Steve Spurrier has some very talented players. Here's the starting offense from last year, and we show you the starting offense this year. The yellow type are the new starters, but Jim, a lot of talented players in yellow there.
Jack Jackson, Aubrey Hill, for example, saw a lot of action in that fun and gun offense. They'll be leaders this year. Chris Bilkey also on the field a lot at fullback. Really, the Anthony Ingracia, the guy with the least experience in that fun and gun offense, but they expect him to do a great job up front.
You know, defensively, Florida was down a little bit last year, despite the fact they enjoyed a successful season overall. Here's last year's starting defense. There you see the starting 11, and then in '94, only 3 new starters on that defense. This group figures to be much improved this year, doesn't it?
We'll talk about that new alignment later, but these guys truly have to dominate if the Gators expect to maintain the #1 ranking in the country. Henry McMillan, Kevin Freeman. Freeman really the youngest guy with the least experience on this defensive unit, but we expect this defensive unit to truly be outstanding.
The opponent for the season opener for the Gators, New Mexico State. Folks in the Southeast and in the Sunshine State don't know a lot about this football team. They were 5-6 last year. They figured a challenge for the Big West Championship this year, but what are we going to be looking at today with New Mexico State, Jim?
Well, David, this team truly hopes that they might break into the top 50 in the country. That'd be a realistic expectation for them. They're much like Arkansas State, Southwest Louisiana, 2 opponents the Gators played last year out of that conference.
All right, well, we're proud to welcome back Steve Babick, roaming the sidelines for us again this year on Sports Channel. Let's check with Steve right now and see what's up his sleeve. Steve?
Well, that big sign in the north end zone might say, "Welcome to the swamp," but it has been anything but that for the opponents in 1990. The Gators in the swamp, 23-1 is their record. In fact, that 23-game win streak was ended last year at the end of the regular season. So the 1994 Gators will be trying to establish a new streak here in the swamp. And also, speaking about Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, a sold-out crowd today, a sold-out home season for the entire 1994 season already, the first time ever in the history that this stadium has been sold out this early. That shows you about the excitement of this 1994 team and also what that #1 preseason ranking can do for the excitement level. We've got the crowd, we've got the game, New Mexico State and the Florida Gators right here on Sports Channel.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Dairy Farmers Incorporated. Milk, it does a body good. By Great Southern Wood, makers of Osmos pressure-treated pines. If it doesn't say Osmos on the little yellow tag, believe me, you don't want it. By First Union and the First Union check card. It's the card that works like a check. And by Bryan Foods, the flavor of the South.
If this is your reality, maybe you need a First Union reality check. The loan that can help you like your reality a whole lot better. First Union introduces the reality check. The hassle-free loan that helps life run a little more smoothly.
What do you need to fall in love again? It's different out here. Norwegian Cruise Line.
During the past 14 years, Gator fans across the country have found that the best way to keep up with everything going on inside the Florida athletic program is by subscribing to GatorBase, a publication devoted to Gator sports coverage. Each weekly edition includes player features, game previews, locker room reports, and recruiting news. Now you can get 32 issues plus the Florida football and Florida basketball yearbooks. Just call our toll-free number to order your subscription. Make sure you really get inside Gator football. Subscribe to Gator Bait today.
Hi, Birdie. Hey, mind if I drop in for breakfast?
Yeah.
Great. Yogurt. Healthy as all outdoors, huh? With trail mix. Looks delicious. Here, thanks. Great meal. Whoa! Could be my last. Yogurt. Good fast food from the makers of milk. Whoops. Hey, a celestial snack, huh? Milk. Healthy and delicious. Frozen berries and honey. Very light. Hey, it's a float. Get it? Is it something I said? Milk. Good fast food. Does a body good.
The Florida Gators take the field in a sellout Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. The number 1 ranked team in the country opening its 1994 season against New Mexico State University. Coach Steve Spurrier has called this one of the most important games ever at Florida Field, Jim Yarborough, and that's because they're ranked number 1. And as Coach Spurrier has said repeatedly during the week, that could be short-lived if the team does not perform up to extremely high standards earlier in the year.
Well, I think that's also a case of coach talk. Coaches are always saying today's game's the most important, and certainly it is. A lot at stake for young men like Jack Jackson here on the verge of breaking some records in that fun and gun offense. So many records broken already since Steve Spurrier returned to his alma mater, but many more to come, I'm sure.
Jackson deep to return the opening kick for the 1994 season. Paul Kern kicks it away for New Mexico State, and we are underway. Jackson from the 14. Down he goes at the 26, and that's where Florida will open up shop. Coach Spurrier talking with quarterback Terry Dean. Dean with redshirt freshman Elijah Williams getting his first start. Chris Bilkey, the veteran fullback. Aubrey Hill, a returner from last year. Jack Jackson, the outstanding performer at wide receiver. Jason Odom anchoring that offensive line, and it's a good one for the Florida Gators this year. Many say that it is as good as any offensive line at Florida since the mid-1980s. Dean on a quick rollout, and he tried to throw to the tight end, Sean Nunn, and the pass falls incomplete. New Mexico State, the Aggies, defensively. Along that front line, Reginald Felder, an outstanding player, and their linebacking crew led by Samuel Manuel, number 44, Tony Gray, and Bo LeBreton, another fine defensive player for the Aggies. Cedric Walton, 89 tackles a year ago, and he is their leading returning tackler on that Aggie defense. 2nd and 10 for the Florida Gators. Dean throwing again. Sets up the screen for Elijah Williams. He's got explosive speed, and Walton, the safety, takes him out of bounds at the 41-yard line.
All the Gator fans are looking forward to watching that explosive speed of Elijah Williams, the redshirt freshman. You'll recall 4 years ago there was a redshirt freshman named Eric Rett that had his first chance to play tailback for the Gators, and now it's Elijah Williams' turn.
Williams, good-looking redshirt freshman from Milton, Florida. The Gators replacing Eric Rett. Now plays for the Tampa Bay Bucks in the National Football League, and Williams and freshman Fred Taylor figure to see a lot of time today. Dean throws the ball to an open spot on the field, actually threw the ball away out of bounds. Jack Jackson was the man in that area, but Jackson ran a short route, down and out, and Dean thought he was going deep.
Donald Beasley, number 9, in coverage on Jack Jackson. Just looked like a miscommunication as he checked off. They really came after him with a safety blitz right there. It's going to be interesting to see the philosophy that New Mexico State employs to stop this powerful Gator offense. Right now, they're coming after the quarterback.
Ball play to Williams. And Elijah Williams to the 47-yard line. Tony Gray, the inside linebacker, a senior from Cincinnati, Ohio, in on the stop of the Gator freshman. Head coach Jim Hess, New Mexico State, in his 5th season with the Aggies. There's his overall record, though. 20 years as a college head coach. Spent some time at Southeastern Oklahoma State University, where he played football and was the head coach at Stephen F. Austin for the better part of the 1980s. Third down for the Gators. Jack Jackson. Jackson to the 20-yard line.
Well, I started to talk about this being the first third down conversion of the '94 season, and I think they did a little bit more than convert to the first down. And we saw Jack Jackson with his running ability. Willie Jackson, of course, who graduated, was so great after catching the football, and Jack Jackson's in the same mold. Right on target, though, is Terry Dean. Look at that. Split that one in half, didn't he, with that pass?
A strong throw by Terry Dean, who has had a fine preseason, excellent spring, establishing himself as the #1 quarterback. First down from the 20. Dean with a little room, and the linebacker Sam Manuel brought him out of bounds inside the 15 at the 14-yard line.
Terry Dean, the senior, a tremendous student, as well as a great athlete, and Coach Spurrier looking forward to seeing Terry play and run and be in charge of the fun and gun offense. Almost a late hit along the sideline there, but I think it was more hustle than anything else.
Of course, Terry Dean, the starting quarterback to begin last season, and then lost that job to Danny Warfel, but got it back late in the year. Elijah Williams knocked down by Tony Gray, short of the first down, near the 11-yard line. Boy, the Gators are blessed with really three outstanding quarterbacks: Dean Warfel and Eric Kresser, a sophomore from Palm Beach Gardens. And all three of those guys can play.
You'll notice the Gators are not even going into a huddle. They just walk up to the line of scrimmage after the ball's marked in play, and Terry Dean takes over from there.
It's 3rd and 1. Williams got a block from the fullback. Elijah Williams out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
David, you know, Elijah Williams is more in that scat bat mold. He's not big and strong like Fred Taylor, another young freshman tailback we'll probably see later, or even Eric Rhett. He's more of the scat bat, but look at him deliver the shoulder right there before he takes the hit. Be the hitter, not the hittee.
Ball is inside the 2, first down and goal. Williams, touchdown. Penalty flag.
Well, they got on the corner very easily, but I think it was the tight end, Sean Nunn. I'm not sure. It could have been one of the guards that was pulling, but there was 3 blockers at the point of attack. The fullback, the pulling guard. Might have been Donnie Young. Obviously, they grabbed the jersey on that corner.
The holding on the offense, get 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
That will slow down the Gator Express. A drive that began back inside the 25-yard line. We're in the first quarter from Florida Field, a sellout crowd here on opening day 1994. Hill and Jackson are wide to the left. Good protection for Dean. Fred Taylor, the freshman. Fred Taylor, the freshman from Belle Glade, one of the most highly sought-after running backs in the country. And there's the first time he touches the ball in a Gator uniform.
Taylor, 6'1", 214, but did he ever show some niftiness right there on that screen pass? It looked like he was going to be tackled in the backfield, but he juked out a defender immediately and then picked up some excellent yardage.
Raydell Anthony is checked in, the freshman from Glade Central High School, a high school teammate of Fred Taylor. Dean, touchdown! And it's the freshman, Anthony.
Hey, all right.
No, it's Hilliard on the catch. Number 19, Ike Hilliard. We got so many new first-year freshmen out here, we got to keep up with them. Boy, there's some good-looking freshman receivers. 2 of them were on the field there, Anthony and Hilliard. And Dean found freshman Hilliard from Patterson, Louisiana, for the touchdown.
Anthony is 15, Hilliard's 19. Those are new numbers we're going to get used to seeing in the fun and gun offense. Ike Hilliard out of Patterson, Louisiana. His first catch in his career is what? A touchdown. Pretty nice, huh?
Not a bad way to start your college career. His uncle is Dalton Hilliard, former LSU running back, and his cousin's Ivory Hilliard, who still plays for the LSU Tigers. The Gators take an early 7-0 lead from Gainesville against New Mexico State. Boy, was that easy.
So, do you like good, clean fun? Or would you rather play dirty? You can do it all in the two-wheel drive Jeep Cherokee Sport. It has a 190 horsepower engine, optional four-wheel anti-lock brakes, uniframe construction, and air at no extra charge. And with savings like this, Cherokee Sport doesn't play hard to get.
See your local Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Next Saturday at noon on the ACC Game of the Week, it's the Florida State Seminoles and the Terrapins of Maryland, live on WNFT TV 47.
And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the classics.
This fall, Coach Steve Spurrier leads his SEC champion Florida Gators on the quest for a national championship, and the only place to see all the action is WNFT Nifty TV 47. Be there.
Florida Gators have taken a 7-0 lead, driving on their first possession. And the freshman with a touchdown catch. Shane Edge kicking off. And it's Don Beasley on a run back out to the 23-yard line. What an impressive scoring march on Florida's first possession as the #1 team in the country. 10 plays, 74 yards. Ike Hilliard on the receiving end from Terry Dean.
Always important to start the game with success, and that double-digit drive, 10 plays, culminating with a touchdown.
Quarterback for New Mexico State, junior Cody Ledbetter. Two receivers wide to the left, one to the right. Ledbetter will keep the football and scampers out of bounds at the 27-yard line. Take a look at New Mexico State offensively. Ledbetter, the junior quarterback from Stephenville, Texas, and a talented backfield, Brian Pazula and Lawrence Truhill. On the offensive line, a pair of returning starters from last year, Gerald Slobocek and the guard Heath Hedge. The other guys are first-year starters in that New Mexico State offense. Second down and 8. Pazula, the lone setback. And the Gators come with a blitz. Lucius Davis breaks into the open field. Davis has outstanding speed. And Davis is going to score for New Mexico State. Cody Ledbetter picked up the blitz and made the play call at the line of scrimmage, Jim Yarbrough, and he hit it right on the money.
Well, the new scheme of the Gator defense was to stop the big play, and what happens? The first series that the opponent runs, they get the big play. There's a pick. You see, the defensive back's going to get picked right there. Lawrence Wright gets picked off. He was in coverage right there, and once he got picked off, there was nobody there except the defensive lineman in a futile chase, but New Mexico State comes back with a big play against the Gator defense that in '93 often gave up that big play, and that's one of the things they've obviously been working on.
Bubba Kuhlen with the extra point. New Mexico State players, as they leave the field, mock the sellout crowd with the Gator Jaws chant. Very early, we're tied at 7-7.
Great drive, Steve, and to think
We're at Larry's Giant Subs to demo a Gazinta.
And what's a Gazinta?
All the great stuff that goes into Larry's Giant Subs, like fresh baked toasted rolls, farm fresh tomatoes, lettuce, and Olympic onions.
Imported ham, Genoa salami, oven roast beef, roasted turkey breast, smoked provolone cheese, and pepperoni.
Sliced thin and piled high. And where can you get this feast?
Well, he who goes into Larry's Giant Subs comes out with a
Gazinta.
Right. Larry's monthly special, always a foot long for only $4.29. All this month at Larry's Giant Subs.
Hi, I'm Ronnie Robinson. Down here in Green Cove Springs, they call me Easy. That's because I do business the same way I take life. Easy.
Easy, like the new Dodge Ram that meets the competition head-on. Motor Trend Magazine's Truck of the Year. Or the 94 Dodge Intrepid. Dramatic styling, bristling with innovation. Consumer Reports Mainstream Sedan of the Year.
Take an easy drive to Green Cove Springs and get a great deal from Ronnie Robinson. They don't call me Easy for nothing.
Bring in the fall nights with the ultimate in hydrotherapy and relaxation with a Jacuzzi Whirlpool Spa from Fans and Spas. Jacuzzi, the inventor and originator of the portable Whirlpool Spa, is in stock and on sale only at Fans and Spas. Save up to $1,500 on the biggest sale ever. So if you've ever thought about a jacuzzi, now's the time with spas to fit every budget from $995. Fans and Spas at 10033 San Jose Boulevard, Mandarin, 1 mile north of 295. With over 20 models on display. Fans and Spas since 1981.
So 2 plays, 75 yards. Lucius Davis on the receiving end. He took it mostly by ground to tie up the score. New Mexico State gave up a lot of points last year, about 32 points per game, but they scored about 21 points a game as well. So this is a pretty good offensive football team, and they know how to throw the football.
Well, new defensive coordinator Bob Pruitt is, I'm sure, shaking his head right now. It's not the way he wanted to start the 94 season with his defense.
Kern kicks it again, short. And Larry Kennedy knocked off his feet at the 27 or 28-yard line.
Matt Botone on the tackle, number 43.
Florida's offense on the field for the second time today. Quarterback Terry Dean directed Florida to a 76-yard touchdown drive on the Gators' first possession. Fred Taylor and Dwayne Mobley check into the Florida backfield. There's Taylor, number 21. Wide receivers are Hill and Jack Jackson. New Mexico State in a 4-3. Dean is knocked down by linebacker Sam Manuel and did not get back to the line of scrimmage.
Nice job of coverage in the secondary by New Mexico State. Great blocking. Jason Odom just buries his guy on the left side. Mitchell doing a great job up front. Dean just did not see what he wanted, and with the maturity that he has, he just tucked the ball away and took a small loss.
Gators have 3 receivers, no tight ends on the field. Jack Jackson, and the first down at the 42-yard line. Tackle made by Don Beasley.
That was a 4-man rush, David, and the fake to Fred Taylor holds the linebackers. The linebackers step up, and there's no one in front of Jack Jackson. Beasley winds up in good coverage, but he was all by himself right there as he got no help from the guys underneath.
First down at the 43. Draw play, Taylor. Fred Taylor running over people across the midfield stripe. Walton makes the stop for New Mexico State. And the Gators get what appears to be another first down, or very close to it, at about the 46-yard line of the Aggies.
Beautiful block by center David Swain on the linebacker. It's critical when the center's uncovered that he get a good block on the linebacker on those draws. And David Swain was responsible for a lot of that yardage right there with an excellent block. Rushing 4 men right now. On occasion, you might see one of those 3 linebackers pressure Terry Dean.
On first down, Dean, a wide open receiver is Anthony. And the freshman has another first down. There's Riddell Anthony's first reception as a Florida Gator. Parrish Foster there to make the stop. Anthony, the true freshman from South Bay, high school teammate of Fred Taylor at Glade Central.
Can you believe those two kids were on the same high school team, and here they're on the field in the Division I program that's currently rated #1 in the country? That's a lot of talent on one high school team, isn't it?
It certainly is. Anthony was quite a defensive back in high school. He intercepted 6 passes last year. Here's Taylor. Broke 1 tackle. And Taylor to the 28-yard line. Tony Gray, the linebacker, senior from Cincinnati.
Looked like number 40, Samuel Manuel, had a arm tackle attempt right there. Let's look at the strength right here of Fred Taylor. Great block by Mitchell. There's the arm tackle attempt. Actually, that was Donnie Young, excuse me, number 75. Donnie Young on the field right now at guard.
Terry Dean wants timeout. A little confusion as Dean came up to the football. The Gators trying to run the offense without a huddle. And Steve Spurrier will talk it over with the senior quarterback. And we'll be right back.
Remember when you could buy a soda, drink it, and return the empty bottle? You only paid for what you used and cashed in what you didn't want anymore. Just like at Conrad Hawkins. Pick any vehicle and only pay for what you use. Choose how long you want to use it or how much you want to pay a month. Make a refundable deposit in your driving. Only pay for what you use. Only at Conrad Hawkins at the Avenues. Conrad can. And don't keep paying for what you don't want anymore.
You're deep in REM sleep, dreaming the big dreams. Because as Freud said, all men are great in their dreams. Suddenly, you don't feel so great anymore. You'll do the big things later. You hit the snooze bar. You hit the snooze bar. You hit the snooze bar. You hit the shower. You start soaping up with Ghost. Ghost is rocket fuel for the senses. Ghost is a big, bold blast off that turns you back into a human dynamo. Ghost, the eye-opener.
Next Saturday at noon on the ACC Game of the Week, it's the Florida State Seminoles and the Terrapins of Maryland. Live on WNFT TV 47.
You have to get the hell out of the city.
Tracy Lords guest stars on a very special Highlander.
Sunday at 7 on Nifty TV 47.
There's a cat fight brewing over Wayne.
She can't keep a man. Get your own man.
On Jenny Jones.
Monday night at 10 on Nifty TV 47.
7, the Gators driving. And they've got the ball at the Aggie 27-yard line. For all the latest scores, highlights, and interviews, be sure to join host Mick Hubert on Gator Hotline and Florida Football with Coach Steve Spurrier. And you want to know what's going on with Gator football this season, don't miss Gator Hotline every Thursday night live at 6:30 p.m. and Florida Football highlights every Sunday at noon right here on Sports Channel. Check your local listings for Sports Channel and Gator Vision coverage in your area. Florida's 2nd down and 5. Dean, a quick cross, and Jackson took his eyes off the ball. Headed upfield before he had it firmly in his grasp. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 5.
New Mexico State that time coming with a 6-man rush. Could have been 7. Terry Dean realizing the pressure was going to be on, goes to the quick hitch, and Jack Jackson uncharacteristically taking his eye off the ball and dropping it.
Dean looking to get the first down, but Jackson does. Jack almost flipped the tackle for 6. Bo LeBreton hanging on for dear life for New Mexico State.
Now the Gators continue to convert on 3rd down. They had a lot of success in the first drive, obviously, and they continue to move the ball easily against this New Mexico State defense. Again, this New Mexico State program, these guys went to Auburn last year, got beat 55-14, but they've won more games in the last 2 years than they won in the prior 7 years to that. So they are an improving program.
Jim Hess putting a solid program together out in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Dean. Good protection, but running out of time, and the ball is... Oh, what a catch.
Oh, my goodness.
Mobley at the 1-yard line.
Oh, is he calling it incomplete? I thought the momentum took him out of bounds. but he wasn't hit. So if he'd been hit, his own momentum took
Still
him
a great catch.
Wasn't it great? Wow.
I tell you what that play reminds me of. And you Florida fans will remember a James Jones catch in 1982 against Miami when he caught it with one arm in about this spot and backed into the end zone.
Well, look at this. There's three guys. A hand grenade would have got them all. Jack Jackson, Aubrey Hill, and Mobley intercepted the pass to the wide receiver, I think.
James Jones is in the radio booth working with Mick Hubert on Gator radio broadcast this year.
Yeah, he made that catch James Jones did, same area.
Jack Jackson, touchdown Florida. Boy, they're making it look easy, aren't they, Jim?
Well, they're so talented, and the offense just put so much pressure on the secondary. Tyrone Brewer right there, all by himself, no help underneath, and the quick post route. Watch the protection up front. No problem there. 1, 2, 5 defenders on the attack. Linebackers are caught up in close, and oh, nice hands. He held on to it with one hand, didn't he? Jack Jackson, the maybe one of the, if not the premier receiver in the country, certainly one of the premier receivers.
A lot of times All-American candidate is thrown around rather loosely, but I don't think that's an understatement when you talk about Jack Jackson. He caught 11 touchdown balls last year. Terry Dean with a couple of touchdown throws already here in the first quarter.
Oh, look, he just baited the guy toward the outside. He was the inside of the two receivers on the left side of the formation, and he gave that little juke to the outside. Once he went inside, Terry Dean was licking his chops.
Gators take the 14-7 lead, and we're still not even halfway through the first quarter here at Florida Field.
But now what has to happen? That new Gator defense has to get out and act like they deserve to be on the same field with this Gator offense. Gator offense is continuing to be the same kind of fun and gun offense we've used to over the last 3 or 4 years.
Bob Pruitt comes in as a new defensive coordinator, had good success at Wake Forest, and a new alignment this year, that 4-3.
And you know,
as opposed to the 3-4-3. Jim, what are your thoughts on the new alignment?
Well, I like it. I like the 4-man rush, the 4 standard defensive backs, and then you got the 1 nickel back that either can be a linebacker or a coverage guy in the secondary. But the Gator defense, every coach has got a new assignment on the Gator defense, so every one of the positions has a new coach this year. So I think the change is good. I think change sometimes inspires guys to extra effort.
A return by Parrish Foster. And here comes Cody Ledbetter again. The Aggies have only run 2 plays, but they only needed 2 to get into the end zone. On their first possession, long pass play connecting from Ledbetter to Lucius Davis.
Now you see Ben Hanks here playing more as a coverage guy. Number 11 in coverage on the slot back.
Ledbetter throws to Truhill, and a big fullback is knocked out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Truhill did not play last year because of academic difficulties, but 2 years ago he gained almost 600 yards and ran for 11 touchdowns, so he's a quality player. Steve Babick on the sideline.
Thanks, David. The man in the middle of that shot is defensive coordinator Bob Pruitt. Now, Bob Pruitt, unlike a lot of defensive coordinators, likes to coach from the booth. He says you can see better up there, it's calmer up there, and you've got all your materials up there. I wonder how calm he was that first drive. But we know that Bob Pruitt has a good staff and good players, and he's excited about the chances for this 1994 Gator defense.
Nice stop by Kevin Freeman, the linebacker, on Brian Pazula. Well, Coach Pruitt's in the booth next to us, Jim, and the wall didn't come down when New Mexico State scored that first touchdown, so I think he maintained his composure quite well.
Yeah, I'm sure he was disappointed, but he knows what he's got, the talent that he has out there, and he knows these guys will adjust to his new defense.
Gators on a blitz and penalty flags go down. And Ellis Johnson says, please don't throw one on me.
Well, he bumped him a little bit, but he probably should not even have touched him. I think we're going to have 2 penalties, or just maybe 1.
dead ball, illegal procedure, false start on the offense. Be 5 yards.
Oh, they didn't call the late hit. Yeah, and I think that's a good call. He really didn't hit him very hard. He was moving rapidly, but he bumped him a little bit.
Look at the numbers on Ledbetter last year. Remember, he injured his knee midway through the season, Ledbetter did, and played with a torn cartilage for 5 games. Had surgery 2 days after the season ended. So this is a tough guy right here, Cody Ledbetter. And he better be, because he just got knocked down, and the pass is incomplete.
There's the crowd cheering for that Gator defense right there.
McMillan,
Henry McMillan was the guy. And there's a stop for the defense, and you see the reaction of the Gator fans. 3 and out, that's what you want with a defensive effort.
And a 9.9 on the big play meter, say Gator faithful. And just for the record, there were no New Mexico State players given the Gator jaws on the way off the field after this possession. Palmer back to receive the Chad Zecca punt. And Corolla Palmer collared at the 44-yard line. And the tackle made by Dorian Williams, a 29-yard kick and a 5-yard return, and a favorable exchange for the University of Florida.
Corolla Palmer did a really nice job toward the end of the '93 season returning punts for this Gator offense. He's going to work his way into that wide receiver core, too.
He's on the field now. Palmer, one of the wide receivers, along with Jack Jackson, Aubrey Hill. Terry Dean, in the first quarter so far, Jim, this is halfway through the first period. Terry Dean 8 for 12, 117 yards and 2 touchdowns.
We now have a tight end back on the field. The Gators started with a tight end, then he was out most of the first 2 drives.
Dean throwing for Jackson, too deep.
Was he open, though?
He was there. Donald Beasley was not.
Yeah, man-for-man coverage. Beasley all by himself covering Jack Jackson. That's got to be a religious experience when you're out there covering somebody that's fast. You're doing a lot of praying, I'm sure.
Hey, Chris Doring has checked in for the first time. One of the big stories from last year. Doring in a slot to the right.
Yeah, that's true. Your freshman really rotated in before Doring did, didn't they?
This is Aubrey Hill. 31-yard line, first down. Bo LeBreton on the stop. Well, the Gators lose Willie Jackson. They lose Harrison Houston, who are both in the National Football League. And I'm not sure that this receiver core may not be even better than last year, Jim.
Yeah. There's a hitch by the inside receiver and a post by the outside receiver, and the coverage just wasn't there. New Mexico State backing off in their coverage.
Elijah Williams, a pesky little running back, down to the 20-yard line. Tony Gray tripped him up. But another first down for the Gators.
Yeah, talking about those wide receivers, Jack Jackson coming back. Chris Doring had over, 30 catches, well over 30 catches last year. And then Aubrey Hill was the 3rd receiver coming back. But the freshmen, they're getting on the field quickly anyway.
Williams, the lone setback. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Two-step drop. Corolla Palmer. And the Gators have another first down inside the 10. Beasley knocked Palmer out of bounds. Palmer played some last year. He caught 3 balls. And 1 for a touchdown.
But he really did shine as the punt returner once he got that opportunity. And he was just looking for a chance to fit in the rotation, and he's getting it here early. And once you get on the field, David, you got a chance to show coach what you can do.
Blitz. Touchdown. It's Jack Jackson for the 2nd time in the first quarter. And Terry Dean has 3 touchdown passes in the first period.
It was number 1 on number 1. Cedric Walton, the safety, found himself matched up with Jack Jackson right there. Jack Jackson's the inside receiver on the twin receivers to the right. He's got plenty of real estate to work with as he breaks towards the flag. Look at all the time he had to wait for the football to get there because there was so much real estate with which to work. Here you see on the left side of the field, and then there you see way on the far corner, Jack Jackson with a touchdown reception.
John Davis now 67 out of 69 in extra points as he threads that one through there. 21-7 Florida. Jack Jackson already a pair of touchdown catches today, and Terry Dean has already thrown for 3 touchdowns in the first quarter. Number 1 ranked Florida over New Mexico State now 21-7.
Not only in the first quarter, there's still 5 minutes, over 5 minutes left, almost 6 minutes left in the first quarter. That clock's not running too quickly, is it?
No, it's not. Here's a look at the play, at the drive rather. 5 plays and 45 yards. On one hand, New Mexico State, you know, they got a like scoring a touchdown early in the game, but on the other hand, they used up almost no clock, and the Gators have had the ball almost the entire first period.
But did you see that? The Gators used only, was that right, 58 seconds on that 5-play drive, and, you know, catching the ball, stopping the clock with the first down, you know, moving the chains, that'll stop the clock. And then they snap it real quickly once they are ready to go.
Well, they look sharp, don't they, offensively?
They've never looked anything less than sharp on offense since 1990.
True.
The first drive when Steve Spurrier returned against Oklahoma State, and they went right down the field in 5 plays. It's been that way ever since.
Green edge on the kickoff. Diesel on the return, and the tackle is made by Xavier McCray. McCray, a redshirt freshman out of Carroll City High School in Miami, with a good special teams play. Now this will be New Mexico State's 3rd possession of the first quarter. They scored on their first series on the second play from the line of scrimmage. They were 3 and a punt last time. Here's the fullback, Truhill. Big kid, 6'2", 245. Big Lawrence Truhill, taken down by linebacker Kevin Freeman. Oh, this Truhill, an academic casualty last year. They're glad to have him back in their offense. Out of Hayward, California.
How about Kevin Freeman takes him as a 5th-year senior. He gets his first chance to start. That's what you call stick-to-itiveness, isn't it?
Certainly is. That's one of the great stories in college football. On the option, Ledbetter. And picks up the first down for New Mexico State, it would appear. Michael Gilmore. Another interesting story. 5th-year senior from Chipley, Florida, on the stop. One of the top academic college football players in the country. Gilmore, a Rhodes Scholar candidate.
It's great to see so many of these kids excel in the classroom as well as on Florida field.
An Aggie first down at the 26-yard line. And on the carry is Kirk Compton. Not much room there. Let's go down to the field, and now Steve Bamick.
Well, David and Jimmy talked about the talented core of wide receivers last year and how this year's might even be better. Well, there's one of them from last year, Willie Jackson, here at the game. Willie, a member of the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys in action on Monday night, the opener of Monday Night Football against the Raiders. So Willie Jackson proving once again, once a Gator, always a Gator, here watching the game. And I'm sure he's got great impressions of Ike Hilliard and Riedel Anthony.
Probably sees a little bit of himself a few years back in those 2 guys. There's an impressive run by Compton, Kirk Compton, getting 6 or 7 yards on the carry. He's a junior from Roland, New Mexico. Still short of the first down.
Now you see Darren Hambrick come on the field. A little bit of situation defense here. They take out the linebacker, Kevin Freeman. They send in the more athletic Darren Hambrick to let him help in an obvious passing situation.
3rd down play. And the ball thrown behind the tight end. McMillan putting a lot of pressure. The pass was intended for Sean Manuel, the twin brother of the linebacker, Sam Manuel. And the Aggies will have to kick the football.
Well, David, I've never seen an outstanding defense that could exist without a pass rush from the front four. The front four all by themselves have to be able to pressure anybody they play to truly have a great defense. So the other guys can play their positions and don't have to cheat and attack as well.
Oh, this is trouble for New Mexico State. Florida's got the football. A high snap, and Chad Zecca never had a chance back there. I think Darren Hambrick may have recovered the ball. Hambrick, 42.
Let's take a look at this. The snap is a little high, and it's bobbled as well. Cal Luvar, I believe, was the center right there, but the snap was just a little high. It looked like he just mishandled it, and then it was all too late.
Gavin Walton was coming right up the middle, blowing right through the middle of the field, and would have blocked the kick.
Unblocked.
And apparently Kedra Malone recovered the fumble. Ron Zook, last year's defensive coordinator, doing a good job with the special teams now. Fred Taylor, the freshman, to the 15-yard line. James McIntyre there to make the stop, the strong safety, the sophomore from Dallas, Texas. Well, you know, every great running back, they've got good vision and shifty moves. Let's look at Fred Taylor here, the freshman.
Yeah, a little cut to the outside. Of course, it's nice to cut through holes that are 8 feet wide.
I like the way he holds onto the football, too, Jim. Taylor hit low, then hit high. And down he goes inside the 15.
Yeah, that's very true. One of the quickest ways to find a seat on the bench is to give it up via the fumble. And the coaches love talent, and they love speed, and they love potential, but they don't like you giving up the football. So he should keep that philosophy of tightly holding that football.
Dan Modzelewski on the stop. His father and 2 of his uncles played in the National Football League. So there's a football family on the field for New Mexico State. Aubrey Hill, touchdown. And the Aggies had 2 defenders there to make the tackle on Hill, LeBreton and Beasley. And neither one of them could get him down.
Aubrey Hill with 23 receptions last year, 4 touchdowns. Speaking of 4 touchdowns, isn't this Terry Dean's 4th?
Yes, it is.
Of the first quarter. Aubrey Hill really doing a nice job after the catch, too. He could have been tackled by 1, 2, 3 defenders, but there's an arm tackle and there's a juke, and really untouched almost.
Judd Davis for the extra point. And he's 4 for 4 today. And the Gators lead 28-7 as Aubrey Hill and Terry Dean have given the Gators a 21-point lead. We've played less than 1 quarter. And another one of those long, drawn-out drives for the Gators. 1 minute and 11 seconds. 3 plays and 22 yards after the fumble on the kick by New Mexico State. What in the world is going on? Terry Dean is 12 of 17 for 166 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Doesn't it seem, though, that they're really on the field longer than that? You're talking about a judicious use of the clock.
I think we're in a time war.
Me too.
We can't get out of this first period.
How can this be? Where's Rod Serling?
He has to be in the sellout crowd somewhere.
Somebody left him a ticket, didn't they?
Him and Elvis.
My goodness. What numbers by this offense.
You know, Florida's going to have offensive numbers in 1 quarter that I'll bet you 75% of the teams in the country won't have in 4 quarters when you read the newspaper tomorrow morning. Edge kicks it off low. Michael Harvey on the return across the 20. And down he goes at the 22-yard line. Jason Bartley, junior from Jacksonville, on the stop for the special team. Cody Ledbetter will try again for New Mexico State, who scored on their first possession. This game was tied at 7-7 with about 8 minutes to go in the first quarter.
And now these guys, again, are a big crowd for them at home. Their stadium is 30,000 seats. They've been drawing an average of around 20.
Yeah, but they go to Arizona next week.
Oh, the Desert Swarm, huh?
They have an ambitious schedule early in the season.
Well, you got to do that. You got to play the big guys. You got to put them on the schedule if you want to play with them and recruit with them and move yourself up into that elite group in the top 25 of the country. Hard to do.
Second down and 5. Ledbetter almost picked off Dexter Daniels, junior linebacker, picked one off last year.
There's a new front four on the field now. We talked about the depth of this Gator defense, but they're alternating Cameron Davis and David Bernard.
Johnny Church on the field. Keith Council. Let's go to Steve Babbitt on the field.
Thanks, David. A great story in the Gator defense is Kevin Freeman. We knew Dexter Daniels was going to be one of the linebackers, but with the injuries to James Bates and Matt Pearson, Kevin Freeman, a special teams player for 4 years, is the starting linebacker in 1994, playing pretty good right now. It's a big moment for Kevin Freeman. He needs to play well.
Ledbetter looking for the first down, and Lucius Davis will have the football and the first down. A good catch under pressure up at the 35-yard line.
New Mexico State needed that third down conversion
to avoid a 35-7 first quarter score, probably.
Yeah, the best thing about it is they keep the ball away from that Florida offense. So
that might be their best defense today, just to try and hold on to the football. On first down, Ledbetter runs away from Barnard. He's got daylight, and Wright collars him out of bounds at the 38-yard line of Florida.
Now the Gators had taken out an inside linebacker. They put in an extra defensive back, and I think also another outside linebacker. Darren Hambrick was on the field, but once the quarterback breaks out of the containment, Ledbetter doesn't have anybody around him because all the guys in the secondary are chasing receivers. A broken play turns into a big first down. You don't care how you get it as long as you get it, and they're moving the chains right now.
In Florida territory, Ledbetter sets up the screen but overthrows his man. Sean Manuel, the tight end. The Aggies set up the screen for him, and Ledbetter overthrew him.
Well, that was a nice call, too. The screen was there. If they could have gotten the ball to the back, the Gators were rushing, and they dropped the ball over that rush, but it was incomplete.
Ryan Pizzulla, Lawrence Truhill back in the backfield behind Cody Ledbetter. Second down and 10 to Mexico State. Truhill on a play fake, and the pass is incomplete. Osborne, the intended receiver, good hands type of guy. Not great speed, but he could not hang on to that one.
Kevin Carter with pressure. I mentioned that you got to have great pressure, not just good pressure. You have to have great pressure from your front four if you're going to be a dominating defense. Somebody has to step up in that group of the front four and just dominate the line of scrimmage, and Kevin Carter's capable of doing it.
Ledbetter throwing it deep for Osborne again. 2 Gators were there. We got a penalty flag.
Yeah, I think they said that Anthony Lott pushed a little bit. It was very subtle. But as I was watching it anyway, see, he's talking to Lott. It was very subtle, but there was a little bit of a push right there. On the defense.
Pass interference on Anthony Lott. The Gators had good coverage on Osborne, too, so.
Lott was playing much like a center fielder right there, even though he was the corner. He also had help from Gilmore. But look, as Anthony Lott tries to settle under the ball, well, you didn't see it from that angle, but there was a slight little push, and they called the flag out.
And the Gators had excellent coverage. It really was a well-covered play by the Gator defense. That's the first down. And a handoff to Thompson. Florida's all over him. Johnny Church is there.
Who made that first hit? That was a giant hit by, oh, there he is.
Yeah, it's Ellis Johnson.
Ellis Johnson. It was
All-American candidate.
Nose to nose, lips to lips right here. Watch. Oh, look at the quick inside move. He just destroyed the block of big number 70, Brian Blair. Not only are these guys big and strong, but you have to have that quickness that he displayed right there if you're going to make those kind of plays.
Time ticking down in the first quarter. And New Mexico State won't get the snap off. Boy, we just breezed through that first period, didn't we? It's 28-7. Florida leading New Mexico State from Florida Field.
Kentucky Wildcats travel to Gainesville Saturday, September 10th at 11:30 p.m. on Sports Channel, home of the Gators.
What is it that makes virtual reality so real? What's it like to fly an F-117A fighter? Where can you learn about the latest breakthroughs in high-tech products from the world of computers, electronics, science, and more? Popular Science. Save over 50% with this special TV subscription offer and get this mini flashlight free. Call now to get 12 issues of Popular Science for just $13.94, more than half off the newsstand price, plus this mini flashlight free. Call now.
Are you getting all the golf you want? You want more? More than TV? More than magazines? Sounds like you're ready for Golf Week. Golf Week gives you more golf news than any publication in the world. More on the pros, more tours, with more scores, more stats, more stories. Call Golf Week now to start your 4 free issues. Just call the number you see on your screen right now. Call now for more amateur golf, national, regional, local, more college golf. Call now to start with 4 free issues. If you don't want any more, just cancel and pay nothing. Or take another 22 issues, a total of 26 weeks for only $19.95. You can even use your credit card. Call Golf Week now to start your 4 free issues. Just call the number you see on your screen right now.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Norwegian Cruise Line. It's different out here. By Chevrolet, the cars and trucks 36 million people depend on every day. Genuine Chevrolet. And by Cellular One, the first and only with digital phone service. Cellular One. You heard it here first.
The second quarter begins from Florida Field. New Mexico State second down and 13. Ledbetter. What a throw and a great catch by Davis. Touchdown, Aggies. That was a quality throw and catch by New Mexico State. This team knows how to throw the football. Lucius Davis.
Well, there are a lot of teams.
Second touchdown catch of the day.
A lot of teams on your schedule are going to know how to throw the football. That's one of the problems. You got to be able to stop both the run and the pass. And unfortunately, there's the Achilles heel of this Gator defense. Most recently, the big play. Lucius Davis right there getting behind the secondary. And as you mentioned, Ledbetter just threw a beautiful pass and lobbed it in there for another score for the Aggies.
Bubba Kuhlen with the extra point. And that will cut the lead back to 14. A high-scoring game as Ledbetter has thrown a pair of touchdown passes now to Lucius Davis in the first half of this game.
You saw a lot of defenders chasing the play action towards the right of the formation. Once Ledbetter got out to the left side, he had no pressure at all and was able to to get the football easily into the end zone. Well thrown pass, big touchdown for the Aggies.
And that was the first play of the second quarter. And 42 points have been placed on the board already in this football game. This Ledbetter, maybe one of the top quarterbacks in the maybe the top quarterback in the Big West Conference. He's a big kid, 6'2", 205 pounds.
Did a real nice job for him, as you mentioned, last year, and certainly is off to a good start in a difficult situation as his team trails by 3 touchdowns. A lot of pressure coming from the Gator defense, and they come back with this kind of answer. 78 yards, 9 plays. That's a real nice drive. Of course, remember that penalty on Anthone Lott. That didn't help the Gator cause at all, but it certainly helped the Aggies keep their drive alive, and they finished it off with a touchdown.
Paul Kern will kick off for New Mexico State. Jack Jackson and Larry Kennedy standing deep at about the 5-yard line. And the Aggies will put the ball in the hands of Jackson. And that might have been a big mistake. A very big mistake. To the 46-yard line goes Jack Jackson. Dorian Williams saved the touchdown, and there's a penalty flag thrown in late on top of the play.
Well, you mentioned Ron Zook has been given the responsibilities of the specialty teams. Last year's defensive coordinator now coaches the nickelbacks and the specialty teams, and that was another beautiful play by the specialty teams. A gaping hole, and 5 yards, or an additional 5 yards. Look at the blocking that Jack Jackson gets right here. He's got a couple options, inside or outside. Bilkey trying to help out with a block. Finally does right there. Nice job, nice effort by Bilkey, but it looks like number 14, Dorian Williams, grabbed the mask inadvertently.
Dean going for broke. And there's a flag. Yes, sir. Riddell Anthony, the intended receiver, and Parrish Foster was all over him.
You can't call a foul on Anthone Lott and then not call that foul on Parrish Foster. He was in good shape, but the bump was there.
On the defense.
Let's see if the grab was there, too.
First down.
Going for the bomb up the sideline to... Yeah, there's the grab right there. That was to Riddell Anthony, another young freshman, true freshman.
You know, in just about every, if not every scrimmage in the preseason, Anthony has caught a long touchdown pass. Look at Dean's numbers. But this Anthony has the kind of breakaway speed to get behind the defense. And then he can catch the ball as well. Dean threw 6 touchdown passes against Southwest Louisiana, another Big West school last year. And already 4 thrown today by Mr. Dean. Little reverse, Jack Jackson, and that's going to be an illegal block. Jackson to the 20-yard line, but the Gators are going to be penalized here. Jason Odom, I think, blocked from behind.
Donnie Young also out there, number 75. Somebody got the attention of the umpire on the hold.
We have a holding on the offense. 15-yard penalty. Replay the down.
Let's take a look at Jason Odom on the left side, out of the view. What's he going to do? Oh, he's pushing. Oh, yeah, right there. He was pushing in the side, which is okay. But when the guy turns his back to you, you can't finish off the push. And Jason very aggressively trying to finish the guy off and pushed him in the back.
Odom starting for the 24th consecutive game. Second team All-Southeastern Conference last year, and
should have been first.
Yeah, and he's a great one. Going to be truly a great one before he finishes at UF. Elijah Williams inside the 35 to the 33. Steve Babick on the sideline with the report. Steve?
All eyes are focused on Anthony Ingrassia at right tackle. Here's a guy that beat out a preseason All-American in Reggie Green. Got the start here in 1994. Played about the first 3 offensive series. Reggie Green came in late in the first quarter. Now Anthony Ingrassia is back in there. It's a big game for Anthony. He's waited a long time for his chance to start. Of course, his story is he transferred from Boston University, trying to go from a small program to the big time with the Florida Gators.
motion. Dean throwing it for Anthony again, and it is incomplete in the back of the end zone. And the fans down there thought maybe another yellow flag could have been thrown.
The kid stuck in the hedge. He hit a flip into the hedge. The feet did get tangled up, but there was no flag. There was a bit of a trip there. Let's see. Is that Michael Harvey, number 38? Great protection up front. A little bit of pressure towards the end by Cat. Chris Braun.
Yeah, no foul.
No.
No, he tripped.
Yeah. And he was up in the hedge, and he needed help digging out. Third down conversion. Can they do it?
Yep. Ike Hilliard to the 10. He caught the touchdown in the first quarter, the first touchdown of the day for the Gators, and the freshman from Louisiana, from the famed Hilliard clan in the Bayou State, makes his second catch as a Gator.
Now we get an idea of why Chris Doering might have lost a spot in that rotation early. Look at the talent here of Hilliard, and we saw Anthony a moment ago. Two terrific young true freshmen.
Big third down pickup there for the Gators. Dean will throw it again. And it'll be caught. Sorola Palmer. That is Sorola Palmer's first touchdown catch as a Gator.
Now, Ike Hilliard was right there with him. I wasn't sure if Terry Dean was going to Hilliard or Palmer, but he says I was going to Palmer.
Oh, there's no question about it.
Yeah, right here. Yeah, that's right. So Ike Hilliard just got knocked inadvertently into the pass route at the last moment after the catch had been made by Sorola Palmer. Terry Dean again right on target. 5 touchdowns in the first half. He set the record of 6 last year in a whole game.
Yeah, Palmer did have a touchdown reception last year against LSU, so that's his second career TD. Look at Terry Dean, 5 touchdown passes with 13:20 to go in the first half.
It's the Labor Day weekend sale at Recreational Factory Warehouse, and for the next 5 days, you can save on everything in the store. Choose from the area's largest selection of portable spas, all direct from the factory. 7-foot Bayport portable with full-size reclining lounge, just $8.88, delivered free. Or how about a regulation-size slate pool table, complete with playing accessories and professional installation, just $9.99. That's right, only $9.99. See your newspaper for details and hurry to the Labor Day weekend sale this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Labor Day only at Recreational Factory Warehouse, your factory superstore.
Blindfolded Dan is trying to guess what car we got here, which for you folks watching at home is the Eagletown.
This is dual airbags. These are leather trimmed seats. I feel a CD player, 300ZX.
Oh, keep trying, Dan. Dan is trying to identify this new sports coupe.
Toyota Supra.
From Chrysler's newest brand.
Forget Supra. I feel a Lexus SC 300.
It's an Eagle Talon, Dan.
Right. Okay, just give me a little
Test drive a Talon at your Jeep and Eagle dealer or call us.
Well, the #1 ranked Florida Gators have had possession of the football 5 times so far in this game and 5 touchdowns on the board. Most recently, a 41-yard march and only 4 plays. Terry Dean has thrown 5 touchdown passes here today, and we still have the better part of the second period to go at Florida Field. Shane Edge kicking it. And the man in the middle is Parrott. Foster was nailed. Number 50, Tavin Walton. Backup linebacker, a redshirt freshman from Miami. Gator fans will remember his brother, Michael Kerr, who was a head-hunting linebacker for the Gators just a few years back.
Kerr also played on the Gator basketball team, didn't he?
Yep, he did. Steve Babbitt on the field.
David, you talk about 5 receivers, or 5 scores by passing, 4 different receivers, 2 by Jackson, 1 by Hill, 1 by Hilliard, 1 by Palmer. This team from third level looks like it's the fastest team on the outside. The wide receiver core here, a lot of team speed.
Talk about speed. Kevin Carter ran down Lucius Davis, one of the fastest men on that New Mexico State offense.
Yeah, but Kevin Carter's only 6'6", 271. What'd you expect, right? He's got to be fast.
Look at this again, Jim.
Typically, a guy like this, you say, okay, he's all strength and brawn, but This guy's got more than that in his resume, including great speed.
5 tackles behind the line last year as a junior. Carter. And that stop there, about a 3-yard loss. Ledbetter overthrew the tight end. Poor Sean Manuel. He's been open 2 or 3 times out there, and every time Ledbetter has thrown the ball in his direction, he's misfired.
Yeah, Ledbetter's had more success going deep with
the wideouts.
Yeah.
Now it's 3rd and 12. Head coach Jim Hess. His team down by 21 points early in the second period. Big pressure, and Ledbetter goes down again and had to hurry the pass, and it's incomplete. There's a penalty flag down, though. Penalty flag is down as Ellis Johnson once again decked Cody Ledbetter. Looked like one of the line judges threw the flag.
Yeah, they're going to call it against
There's holding on the offense. Penalty declined.
Mexico State called for holding, and they still couldn't keep Ellis Johnson out of the backfield.
Well, Ellis Johnson's not going to let Kevin Carter get a game ball here. He wants one himself. Those two guys are battling it out right now as the top defender in the front 4.
Face to face with Ledbetter was Ellis Johnson.
You recall the last punt never got off, and the Gators went quickly into the end zone. Oh, he got it.
Malone was there. I don't know how Malone didn't block that.
I thought he's going to pick it right off his foot.
The ball will be down at around the 46-yard line. That ball went right through the hands of Kedra Malone. Kedra got his hands on his hips coming off the field, shaking his head, saying to himself, how in the world did I not block that kick?
Kedra Malone, one of the fastest guys on the team. Oh, he went the wrong way. He was going to the left of the punter instead of to where the ball was going to be hit, and that's...
Well, maybe he was afraid he wouldn't get the ball and might be called for roughing.
Yeah, that's true. He probably didn't expect to get
he got there real
there
soon.
So quickly.
Donnie Young, Anthony Ingracia.
The big beef's taking a rest. New beef is on the field right now up front.
Here's the question. Brett Taylor. Tony Gray, the linebacker, stops him after a gain of a couple of yards to the 44-yard line.
Reggie Green, 78 in the game right now.
Odom getting a rest.
Mo Collins, number 79.
A true freshman, Jim.
Out of Charlotte, North Carolina. He's a big fit.
Well, that's tough for a true freshman to come in and get playing time as an offensive lineman. You can attest to that.
Yeah, it's very difficult to win a position. You'll recall, though, that Jason Odom and
Reggie Green
both started as true freshmen. That's unbelievable.
He's got time, and Doring's got the ball. Chris Doring at the 27. Foster on the stop, and there's Doring's first catch of the year.
I'm sure that Doring went over to Terry Dean along the sideline at some point and said, hey, remember me? Let me get a piece of this football. Watch Reggie Green now. This guy has gotten a lot of All-American mention really the last couple of years. He puts those arms on that defender, and he has no chance at all. That was big number 95, Mike Jackson. No, excuse me, that was Mo Gillespie trying to rush.
Doring trapped that ball. So it'll be second down at 10 from the 27. Chris Doring's numbers last year, and of course one of the more memorable moments, if not the most memorable, the big catch against Kentucky with time running out to win that football game.
Unbelievable how big that catch was.
Taylor to the 21. And the Gators will have a 3rd and about 4. Cedric Walton on the stop. And 10:57 to go in a quarter, and it looks like the Aggies will call timeout. New Mexico State stops the clock with 10:57 to go in the second quarter, and Florida leading by 3 touchdowns.
Hi, I'm Ann Liguori, host of Sports Interview, the show that brings you in the living rooms of some of your favorite sports personalities. We're controversial at times.
You know, I picked him as the #1 center of all time as far as it's concerned because he was a complete basketball player.
Personal at times.
But you want that, because you can't, we're talking about TV, we're talking about making money.
Here's why we have a great marriage. We never agree on anything, but we know that from the start.
But we always learn a lot and have a great time doing it. So join me each week on Sports Interview.
Time to send for the federal government's free consumer information catalog from sunny Pueblo, Colorado. Billy has his, and boy, is he proud. Yes, you'll become smarter with information found in your free catalog. It lists free and low-cost publications on topics like saving money, getting federal benefits, staying fit, eating right, even educating your children. For your new catalog, send your name and address to Free Catalog, Pueblo, Colorado, 81009. Makes a great gift.
In some ways, I'm like my mother, maybe a little overprotective. We want Cindy to go to college. We buy U.S. savings bonds through the payroll savings plan at work, just like my parents did. Saving for college with U.S. savings bonds means one less thing to worry about. When Cindy's ready for college, we'll be ready.
If college is in your child's future, make U.S. savings bonds part of your present.
Florida leads New Mexico State 35-14. We're still early in the second quarter. And the Fighting Gators tackle the Kentucky Wildcats Saturday, September 10th at 11:30 p.m. And Sports Channel is right here to bring you all the excitement from Florida Field in Gainesville. Catch all the action on Sports Channel. Check local listings for Sports Channel and Gator Vision coverage in your area. The Aggies are the Gators are 3rd and 4 in Aggie territory. Taylor tries to turn the corner, but cannot. The flag went down. We may have had a face mask. And if that is the call, that will give the Gators their first down. I think Tyrone Brewer got his mask.
Yard penalty. Nice eyes there. I never saw that one. I thought it might be a block in the back. Ooh.
There it is.
I never saw it. That was ugly. Yeah, he was just there for a second or two, but that's a 5-yarder, huh?
Well, let's see. Yeah, just a 5.
Yeah, he let go pretty quickly there. You just can't grab that thing in the first place.
No. Keep your hands off. First down at the 14. Doring and Jackson. Wide left. Mobley and Taylor in the backfield. The tight end out there is Chris Braun. The pitch goes to Taylor. And Taylor is to the 10-yard line. Running in behind the tight end, Chris Braun and Dean Golden. Look at Florida's first 5 possessions.
Now, Coach Spurrier is going to have difficulty finding a lot wrong on that game film when you end up with touchdown, 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 touchdown.
Pretty good field position, though, after those first 2 possessions. They started at New Mexico State's 45, 22, and 41, their last 3 possessions. Gators keep it on the ground with Taylor grinding it inside the 10 to about the 7 or 8. That'll bring up 3rd down for Florida. Deep in Aggie territory. Steve Spurrier masterminding this explosive Gator offensive attack, starting his 5th season as head coach at the University of Florida.
Yeah, he says when he's the head coach, offensive coordinator, and quarterback coach, he can call any dadgum play he wants. He's got a lot of them to call.
And won't get much argument. Touchdown, Jack Jackson, his 3rd of this game.
Not bad coverage by Parrish Foster, number 2. He thought he was pretty close to Jack Jackson right there, but not close enough as Terry Dean was right on target. Inside receiver is Jackson. Doring runs a little hitch. Break to the flag. Zip.
That was a good throw.
Oh, yeah.
Like you said it,
yeah.
Parrish had good coverage. Parrish Foster was there.
Attention, please. Attention. 6 touchdowns.
That's right.
Ties his own school record
in a game.
And he's done it with 9:32 left in the first half.
Davis with yet another extra point. What a first half for Terry Dean, and we've still got 9:32 to go in the first half. It's 42-14 Florida.
CJ band together with country music's hottest star in a desperate search for his family. Next, Baywatch.
Sunday afternoon at 4. Next Saturday at noon on the ACC Game of the Week, it's the Florida State Seminoles and the Terrapins of Maryland, live on WNFT TV 47.
Now at Frank Griffin of Orange Park, the lease. 94 Jeep Wrangler SEs, fully equipped, now just $229 a month. The lease. 94 Jeep Grand Cherokees, loaded with options including security group, leather interior, and more, now just $329 a month. The lease. It's the lease we can do for you at Frank Griffin Chrysler Plymouth Jeep Eagle, Wells Road near Orange Park Mall. Remember the name, Frank Griffin. If you buy a new Jeep or Eagle somewhere else, you'll pay more money.
Next time on Robin Hood.
Look, I know this is going to sound really weird, but I don't know who I am.
A stranger searches for his past.
I'll find out who you are. I promise. Why are you doing all this?
David Faustino guest stars. Then, on Heaven Help Us.
Butler and maid.
You didn't think I'd leave you out.
You are not hired to talk baseball. You were hired to buttle. Belinda Montgomery guest stars on the next Heaven Help Us.
Tonight at 8 on Nifty 47.
$1 million tax-free for the return of that woman.
Reno's After the Bounty of a Lifetime on Renegade.
Sunday afternoon at 5 on Nifty TV 47.
That is not a mistype, folks. It's 42-14 Florida leading in the second quarter with a lot of time left in the period. That kick went out of bounds from Shane Edge. Scoring drive for the Gators. This one actually took over 2.5 minutes. 8 plays, 46 yards. Terry Dean has thrown 6 touchdown passes in the first half, 3 of them to Jack Jackson. Well, that's one way to start getting some Heisman Trophy type talk going, isn't it? You're the #1 team in America. You're the quarterback. And with those kind of numbers, that's going to turn some heads around college football, isn't it, Jim?
Well, the 6 touchdowns is the amazing thing. That sometimes you can put up big numbers but not finish off drives, you know. Have to take a field goal or not be able to finish off a drive. But Terry Dean has been the leader of that offense that finished off every drive with a touchdown.
Aggie football at the 35. And this is Thompson for a couple of yards, and that's it. Kevin Carter's on the bottom of that stack, along with Freeman, number 36.
Excuse me, David. Jason Bartley now getting some action at inside linebacker. His brother Ephesians Bartley was an all-star performer here a few years ago. Jason getting his turn now.
New Mexico State has scored twice in the first half, but they trail by 42-14, and they've called another timeout. That leaves them just 1 timeout left in the first half of the game. Jack Jackson, the junior from Moss Point, Mississippi, sitting and recollecting those 3 touchdown receptions here in the first half. And there could be more to come for Jackson and Dean. This could be a record-setting day here at Florida Field for Jackson, Dean, and the Gators.
Boy, that was a recruiting coup, wasn't it, to get Jack Jackson out of Mississippi? Shane Matthews out of Mississippi. Of course, you take your shots every year trying to recruit the best kids around the country, but once in a while a kid like this will watch your team on television or read about them in the newspaper and say, hey, that's a place I want to go.
6 catches, 3 of them for touchdowns. 91 yards.
3 in one game by 1 receiver is a tie of a Gator record, we understand.
Is that right? All the great receivers that have come through here, I think somebody caught more than 3 in a game.
Oh, might be wrong.
Mark Campbell gets all over Cody Ledbetter. Campbell, big junior from Miami, 6'3", 287, and he got all of Ledbetter.
At the bottom of your screen. And of course, he wasn't blocked, so that guard didn't get out there in time to make the block. Yeah, touchdowns game. Chris Doring with 3 against Mississippi State last year. Jack Jackson with 3 against Southwest Louisiana. Tommy Durrance with 3. Carlos Alvarez, Chris Collinsworth, Ricky Nattiel, Harrison Houston, Willie Jackson.
Some great names there, but nobody with 3. Yeah. Ledbetter. And he overthrows Osborne.
Yeah, too bad there's not enough time for Jack Jackson to catch another one, you know?
Yeah, this game's almost over. Only 8:03 to go in the second quarter. Chad Zecca on to punt again.
Now you'll wonder if they're going to set up for the return, or with the success they've had with the pressure, will they come after him?
Well, the way the Gators have rushed the last couple of punts, Chad Zecca's knees have got to be a little bit wobbly right about now.
Now they forced a timeout because of an equipment problem with Keeter and Malone. It was a mandatory timeout. As you look at Coach Ron Zook there,
Keeter's coming over to find out, when I get there this time and he's holding the ball, do you want me to go ahead and block the kick or just run past him again? No, he's got some kind of equipment problem, and now
the official made him leave, and
he's off the field. It
made the Gators call a timeout. Of course, that's just in the best interest of the young men, that they don't play with a major equipment problem.
All right, here we go. Zecca going to try and kick it away from around his 15-yard line. So to Palmer, deep for the Gators. And this is a nice kick. Palmer fair catches the ball at the 39-yard line. Here comes Florida's offense. Terry Dean trotting back out onto the field after the 33-yard kick. 6 possessions for the Gators and 6 touchdowns for the Gators. So this is the 7th time they've had the ball today. This drive starting at their own 39-yard line. Tailback Elijah Williams lines it out to the 43-yard line. And Jaleel Abdullah in on the stop for New Mexico State.
This time Coach Spurrier coming with 2 tight ends, Nunn and Braun, both in the game. That's obviously more of a running formation.
Chris Doring, Riedel Anthony, the wide receivers, and the 2 tight ends set for Florida. The pitch to Williams. Williams across the 50. Williams to the 30. Williams to the 20. And finally driven out of bounds by Foster inside the 10-yard line. But we have a flag down back around the line of scrimmage. And they're going to bring it back.
That was a great effort downfield by Parrish Foster, number 2, denying Williams the touchdown. But I was looking at the blocks at the corner, and they seem to be great. I don't know, but obviously a holding somewhere. Maybe we'll get a chance to look at it again. But
There's holding on the offense. Be a 10-yard penalty. They still be second down.
It seemed to be 2 or 3 great blocks at the point of attack. Look to the left of your screen. The tight end makes a great block. Oh, there's a trip back there. I think it was way back here. That's a great block right there. None of those players were called for holding. It was somebody around the offside. It was the offside, and I think he might have reached out with an arm and tripped the defender, and they called that holding, and Elijah Williams comes back after a great effort. But Parrish Foster, number 2, really hustled back on defense to knock Williams out of bounds.
And Steve Spurrier goes from the 2 tight end lineup to the 4 wide out lineup on second down. And Dean throwing it it up for Doring. Almost a good interception by Harvey. But he couldn't pull it down. The ball slightly underthrown, intended for Chris Doring. Well, when Dean does not complete one, it's almost a big surprise.
Now, Mike Harvey, we understand, is the Big West 100-meter champion. That's why he was able to react back there and knock that ball away. Out of Waco, Texas. Nice job by Harvey.
6:57 to go in the second quarter. Dean gets a little pressure, and now he's got a man wide open. And Hill makes the catch at the 27. He had to wait for that football. Dean was running from right to left and throwing across his body. And that may have taken some distance off the throw, but we've got another penalty flag down. And Steve Spurrier, with the visor in hand, ready to toss it, and we've got another Florida penalty.
They're saying a lineman downfield. As Terry Dean broke out of the pocket, you mentioned, you're absolutely right, he was running left and ready across his body. That's why I didn't have the zip on it, but because the play was delayed, somebody must have broken downfield.
Have an illegal receiver downfield. It'll be third down with a 5-yard penalty.
So New Mexico State dodges another cannonball. And they've been hit by plenty of them in the first half, trailing 42-14.
Now this will be a huge conversion here, won't it?
3rd and 21. This would be the first time that New Mexico State has stopped Florida, but they haven't done it yet. Dean's got time and looking for Anthony, and there's going to be the first punt of the day for Florida. He threw into double coverage over on that far side of the field. Beasley and McIntyre were covering Anthony, and Dean really just threw it away, I think.
And they're going to have a search party to find Shane Edge. No, there he is.
There he is.
He was paying attention. We would not have blamed him if he'd missed this. But he was paying attention. First punt of the '94 season. What a great freshman year this kid had. What a great career he's had.
You know, he's one of the better punters in college football, but when you play for a team that has this kind of an offense, like Edge only punted an average of about 3.5 times a game last year. It has to be hard to develop any real consistency when you only work that many times a game, and there's a block. Florida has had a problem with protecting Shane Edge in practice throughout the preseason. In fact, during scrimmages, the Gators have had an easy time of blocking punts. And that time, so did New Mexico State. Enrique Ramirez came through there.
It looked like Ben Hanks misjudged what the outside defender was going to do there. Hanks, number 11, was the up back.
You know, Harold Monk has been doing a great job snapping the ball on special teams. Monk is gone now. He finished his eligibility last year. Kevin Johnson is now the snapper. I don't think that was a poor snap, though.
No, Ramirez just did a beautiful job of coming in from the outside.
And off to Truhill. Dexter Daniels meets him at the line of scrimmage. And there is no gain. Daniels got help from McMillan. Those two got there first. Florida's defense being asked to stand up here now as New Mexico State has the ball inside the 10. So Florida's offense sputtered, and then the Gators turned the ball over for the first time today. North end zone gets rowdy. Tony Ledbetter trying to call the plays, and here comes the junior quarterback. Way overthrown. Nice catch by a photographer beyond the end zone, but those don't count. Joe Delzel was the intended receiver.
Nice effort by the Aggie offensive line there, though, protecting their quarterback very well. Greg Snyder at the right tackle doing a nice job.
Now 3rd down and 7 from the 7-yard line. Touchdown, Lucius Davis, and that's his 3rd touchdown catch of the game.
Right between Darren Hambrick and Mike Harris, number 13, was it? Yeah, Mike Harris on as an extra defender. All starts with the protection. No pressure up the middle at all. Little hook route right beyond the goal line, and the two defenders are caught watching the ball sink into the chest of the Aggie wide receiver.
The extra point by Hewlin. 63 points have been scored in the first half with 5 minutes and 42 seconds to go. And Lucius Davis has 3 touchdown catches. He's matched Jack Jackson here in the first half of the game. And you got to wonder if there's a little bit of concern in that defensive press box up here in the press box at Florida Field. As New Mexico State has put 21 points on the board. Of course, they got the football at the 9-yard line there after the blocked punt. So you can't blame that one totally on the defense.
No, but one of the things you need to credit this Aggie team for is their heart. They're hanging in there. Mary Wise, the outstanding volleyball coach here at the University of Florida, they're right in the. They're beginning their season right now too. They went to Final Four last year. As Gator basketball team got a lot of publicity for that, but so did the lady volleyballers.
They're ranked, I think, number 7 in the preseason. Won their first match against Stetson convincingly.
Yeah, they set a record home wins, 40-some victories consecutively at home.
Larry Kennedy from the 13-yard line. Down he goes at the 24. Tackle made by Brent Gentrup for New Mexico State.
Now, still a lot of time left in the first half. 5:35. You would think there'd be a few seconds left with a score 42-21, but we still got 5:35 left in this first half.
You know, the thing also, Jim, is that if the score is 42-7 or 42-3 or 42-0, Florida might have a tendency, I think, to keep the ball on the ground and really not work too hard to score. They get more conservative, but with a 42-21 score, I think Steve Spurrier is going to keep running that regular offense. He's going to keep throwing it.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, he runs on first down here. Williams driven down at the 30-yard line. A gain of about 5 by the freshman tailback James McIntyre. Grabbed him by the collar and swung into the ground.
Rodell Anthony was hustling so much there, David, out of camera view, that downfield blocking, that he actually knocked over a defender and the official out there. He said, "Hey, I'm sorry," but the official said, "Hey, that's okay, kid." Anthony just hustling way downfield.
Dean will play action fake. Doring's got the ball at the 45 and a first down for Florida.
Parrish Foster, number 2, excellent coverage. Doring is so big and angular that he really can position himself in front of a defender and make a catch. Now watch this. You get excellent coverage. Can't be covered any better than that, but the ball can't be thrown any better also. So,
and a good catch too by Doring. The ball's at the 46. Dean's got good protection again. Palmer. A gain of 8 to the 46 of New Mexico State. 4:53 and the clock running now. Late in the second quarter. Florida scored on its first 6 possessions today. And a pair of penalties brought back 2 long plays on their 7th possession, or undoubtedly they would have scored again. Elijah Williams bumps to the outside. Williams looking for a block, got one. He's brought down to the linebacker, Manuel, to save the touchdown at the 25-yard line.
And he got one from Chris Doring. Chris Doring downfield doing a beautiful job. Nothing at the line of scrimmage. As you mentioned, Elijah Williams literally bounces off the line of scrimmage. Watch this bounce. There's nothing there. Boom. But he bounces outside, and now everybody's caught up inside. And look at Doring making the block there along the sideline.
for Doring, and the ball is caught inside the 5. First and goal for the Gators.
Play action hopes to freeze the linebackers. One-on-one coverage. It's a timing route. The ball's in the air almost as Doring makes the break. As soon as he comes out of the break, he looks for the football, and there it is. Terry Dean really hot today hitting his receivers. Look at Doring. He's added some weight, hasn't he? He's got some biceps there. Last year he was such a string bean.
Yeah, he's been in the Rich Tootin's weight program.
He's put on some weight.
I don't think anybody escapes the Tootin plan, do you?
I do. I don't go anywhere near him. He'd kill me.
There's the scoreboard with Florida piling up points at near record pace, but giving up a few as well, and it's a 3-touchdown difference right now with 4 minutes and 4 seconds to go in the second quarter. Terry Dean has completed 19 of 28 for 268 yards and 6 touchdowns. Let's go down on the sideline to Steve Babick.
And I'll tell you what, David, a target for Terry Dean in this first game has been Sorolla Palmer. You know, the preseason has focused a lot on Ike Hilliard and Riedel Anthony, the young freshman, which was good because those guys made an impact early. But Sorolla Palmer's been here now 3 years, a junior from Louisiana. Last year, he caught 3 passes, all in the LSU game, including that first career TD pass that you talked about. Now Sorolla Palmer making an impact here in his first game.
Florida first and goal. Dean looking for the end zone, and he had Doring, but overthrew him. In fact, he overthrew a couple of rows of fans down there.
Well, first down, he said, I've got a lot more chances here. I'm not going to do anything stupid. He didn't. He's kind of laughing at himself right there because Doring was so wide open, but he didn't see him, obviously, and he'll get 2 more chances here, maybe 3.
Going to try and set a record here, unless he hands it off to Williams or Bilkey in the backfield. Doring and Jackson wide to the right. That's Jackson in motion. Going to try and throw it. Jackson's there. Jackson's got it. Number 4 for Jack. That's a record. Number 7 for Dean. That's a record, isn't it?
And the official
on one play
quickly gets over there and tells Jack, don't celebrate too much, son, or we're going to call a penalty on you. It was a spontaneous celebration by Jack, but they got that celebration rule in college football, and Jack was hustled back to the sideline, and there's a smiling Terry Dean. Great protection up front, okay? 1, 2, 3. Only send 4 guys. It's a crossing route, and Jack Jackson, there's a lot of traffic and
misdirection. You know, Jack was in motion going left, and he came back across the grain and caught the ball wide open coming left to right. Extra point's good. Watch this again.
All right, now Jack Jackson is going to go in motion from the right side of the line of scrimmage. He's going to let the pass rush clear. He runs back. Now, that's one of those ball plays Coach Spurrier talks about. That was designed specifically for that kind of field position. And Jack Cooley walks to a high 5 along the sideline.
Couple of records broken there. 7 touchdown passes today for Terry Dean with 3:53 to go in the first half. And Jackson has broken what I think is a surprising record at Florida. Only 3 touchdown catches in a game, the most ever, which with all the great receivers that have come through this school, I found that hard to believe, but it's true. And Jack Jackson just went past all of them with his 4th today. So he stands above all those other guys with 3 touchdown catches in a game at the University of Florida, and he may not be finished. There's a lot of football to be played. It's 49-21. Jay Powell, the man in the middle. Out to the 25-yard line. You know, Edge has done a good job kicking the ball deep on kickoffs. Sam McCorkle shaking up a little bit, but Sam's up on his feet and making his way back toward the sideline.
When I talk about selling out with your body on these coverage teams, Sam McCorkle literally just threw his body through that wedge. For the second time today, I've seen him do that, and it takes tremendous courage for a kid to do that, and he came out a little wounded. Kind of like a kamikaze pilot.
Ledbetter sets up the screen. He's got Pazula. Pazula, an all-purpose back. He caught 33 passes last year as a junior. They use him in a lot of different ways, but we've not called his name much so far today. Walton made the tackle. That's Eric Kresser heating up in the bullpen for Florida. Clock ticking down in the second quarter. Long football game. Ledbetter throws it low, but a good catch. I think that's Truehill, isn't it? Or is it Pope, the wide receiver? Now let's try again. It's the tight end Manuel. Finally gets his first catch of the day.
Ellis Johnson with the pressure right there.
New Mexico State will have a 3rd down and 3. And if they don't pick up the first down, then well, the Gators will have plenty of time to try and put at least one more touchdown on the board before the end of the half. And they're going to get their chance because Ledbetter tripped on his center's feet as he tried to step back. Keith Hedge, the center, and Cody Ledbetter got tangled up after the snap, and that is not a very pretty play, and New Mexico State will have to kick it.
That's the last thing they wanted to do was give Florida the football again, a chance for Florida to go over to the 50-point mark in one half. The clock going down to 1:56 now.
You know, Florida scored 77 points against West Texas State in 1982. And beyond that, I'm not sure in modern history if the Gators have scored more points than that. Corolla Palmer. Good run back out to the 48. Minute 30 to go.
Great opportunity for his offense now starting at midfield because of that nice return.
17-yard return by Palmer after the 47-yard kick by Chanseka. And Eric Kresser is on the field. So the Gators go with their second quarterback today. Kresser has had an impressive preseason and evidently has beaten out Danny Warfel for the backup quarterback spot. That ought to tell you how good Kresser is, because all Warfel did last year is throw 22 touchdown passes and break an NCAA record for freshmen. Great throw. Excellent throw by Kresser, and Ike Hilliard makes the catch. And that's the first down for the Gators. So how good is Kresser? Kresser, a sophomore from Palm Beach Gardens. He is obviously a very skilled quarterback.
Yeah, Ike Hilliard knows he's going to get hit by that safety out there somewhere, but he continues to concentrate on the football. Great effort this first time ever as a freshman on Florida field by Hilliard.
It could be a big play for Anthony. Riddell Anthony steps out of bounds at the 8-yard line. Boy, Anthony is on the field, and let's see, Hilliard is on the field, 2 freshmen. Travis McGriff is on the field, another true freshman, and the son of former Gator receiver Lee McGriff. Let's take another look at Anthony's play here.
Yeah, he was all by himself down along the sideline. That's was that McGriff helping him with the block there? No, that was Dory, 28.
Travis McGriff is at the top of your screen, wide to the left, Doring wide right. Kresser gives it off to the running back Taylor, and Fred Taylor goes down inside the 5 at about the 2 or 3. Still 52 seconds to go in the first half. The Aggies have no timeouts left, and Florida still has 3 remaining. They're trying to hurry the ball up to the line of scrimmage. Florida already has scored 49 points in this game.
Only second down here. A lot of chances left to get this score.
And a flag goes down. Somebody moved on the line, I think. See, Kevin Johnson's on that line with Reggie Green.
A dead ball. Illegal procedure. The offense lined up on the line of scrimmage. Be 5-yard penalty.
Must have meant too many men.
There's Travis McGriff, local product, P.K. Young High School. Excellent defense player at P.K. Young, all-state player. Lee McGriff's son. Lee moved down to the radio broadcast booth so he could concentrate on watching his boy. And, you know, there's a lot of excitement in that family today.
Yeah, he just wanted to be a dad for the season.
Almost 6 more. Good coverage for the linebacker. Manuel. The pass was intended for the tight end, Sean Nunn.
Tight ends don't get many chances to catch passes, much less touchdown passes, and Nunn really had a great shot there. You remember Kirkpatrick back in 1990 catching over 55 passes out of the tight end position, but the tight ends kind of lost their opportunity since Kirkpatrick graduated, and they predominantly go to the wide receivers.
There's an easy 6. New Mexico State had a blitz on, and Anthony reeled it in.
And Kresser
Hilliard again.
Kresser got rid of it in a hurry, too, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Kresser, his second career touchdown pass, and Hilliard's second touchdown haul of the game, and the Gators are over the 50-point mark in the first half.
Kresser can't believe what he sees there as there's a blown coverage on the blitz. Ike Hilliard out of Louisiana. We talked about Sorolla Palmer being out of Louisiana. I guess Ike Hilliard talked to Sorolla and said, well, how do you like it down there? And you know Sorolla said, hey, man, if you want to catch the football, you got to consider coming here.
Extra point by Davis is good. And the calculator is burning. If you're trying to keep up with this, it is 56-21 with 12 seconds to go in the first half. And Eric Kresser, the sophomore from Palm Beach Gardens, has thrown his second career touchdown. He played in only 4 games last year, 52 snaps. Did Kresser last year as a freshman. And there's Ike Hilliard, a pair of touchdown receptions for him. He caught the first one in the first half, and it looks like he is going to catch the last one in the first half as well. 5 plays and 52 yards, and the backup quarterback, Eric Kresser, directing the offense. Florida has 56 points. 9 touchdowns in the first half. No, that's 8 touchdowns. 8 touchdowns in the first half.
8 out of 9.
8 out of 9 possessions. And I don't think they've got time to get another, but if New Mexico State doesn't hold on to the football, then you never know.
Well, and to their credit, the Aggies earned every one of their 3 touchdowns. Some outstanding big plays helped them.
And has done a good job on kickoff. This one's a little bit shorter. And the ball is returned by Powell out to the 25. 7 seconds to go in the first half. And the first half has taken about an hour and 45 minutes to play up till this point.
It's the fact that the clock stops every time there's a first down in these teams.
And touchdowns and
the
kickoffs.
Right, and the Gators have moved.
And 11 touchdowns in the first half, Jim.
Wow.
77 points have been scored in 30 minutes of football so far here today. And we still have 30 minutes and 7 seconds to go. Ledbetter takes it and gets the heck out of there, and that's the end of the first half. It's 56-21 at the end of the first half from Florida Field. The Gators impressive offensively.
Ritual combat.
No rounds, no rules, no gloves.
The last hope for mankind.
Lucas means of us.
For the next Babylon 5.
Sunday afternoon at 2 on Nifty TV 47.
Field. Yannick Bassad. And George Siegel. Catch two surfers turn private eyes, working the beat on some of the hottest beaches in the world. High Tide.
Beginning September 25th on Nifty TV 47.
So, do you like good, clean fun? Or would you rather play dirty? You can do it all in the two-wheel drive Jeep Cherokee Sport. It has a 190 horsepower engine, optional four-wheel anti-lock brakes, uniframe construction, and air at no extra charge. And with savings like this, Cherokee Sport doesn't play hard to get.
See your local Jeep and Eagle dealer.
King must confront an ancient spirit. You hide in another's body. You are smoldering in fire. You do not exist. On the next Kung Fu.
Sunday afternoon at 3 on Nifty TV 47.
Welcome back, and joining us now is University of Florida President Dr. John Lombardi. Dr. Lombardi, it's always a pleasure to visit with you. You've got the beginning of another fine fall season on the University of Florida campus. Give us sort of a thumbnail sketch, if you will, of what the University of Florida is all about in 1994.
Sure. Well, we're about what we're always about, which is outstanding students, a superior faculty, great staff, and facilities to support them. And when you look at a university, it's nice to have wonderful buildings and beautiful grounds, but if the students aren't terrific and the faculty isn't first class and you can't support them with a good staff, all of that goes for nothing. So we keep focusing on the quality of our students and faculty and staff, and it turns out that if you do that, it pays in the long run.
You know, one important factor to having quality students is having quality teachers in the classroom. I know there's a big emphasis nationwide to make sure that universities are sending quality teachers into the classroom. And what is your role in that regard here at the University of Florida?
Well, we've pioneered a little program we call a teaching improvement program, and the purpose of it is to identify outstanding teachers who are both very good in the classroom and teach a whole lot of students. So we focus on productivity and quality together. And in doing that, we've created an incentive program for our faculty to show that we care as much about teaching as we do about research in our university. And it's had a great impact on enhancing the quality of teaching and making the faculty recognize that it is as important as everything else we do here.
But you talk about a university, and to be a great university, they go hand in hand, don't they? The quality classroom and the graduate research work. And that graduate research work has been a big part of the university's success as well.
Oh, there's no question at all. You can't have a great university without the research mission. And that research mission is located entirely in the faculty and their colleagues who build programs in the humanities and the social sciences and the basic sciences and agriculture and engineering and fine arts, nursing, medicine, whatever you know. We're out there trying to enhance the value of the knowledge that these faculty can bring to our society. And if you don't do that, we don't have any future here in America.
And it's not too bad to have a #1 football team on campus either.
No, that generates a tremendous amount of excitement. I don't think any of us take it seriously exactly, but we sure do like the #1.
Dr. Lombardi, thanks. It's always a pleasure.
My pleasure to be with you.
There's your halftime score. The #1 ranked Florida Gators looking every bit like a #1 team, leading 56-21 at the half. We'll be back with stats and highlights of the first half in a moment.
My dad used to say, anything worth having is worth working for. It wasn't enough for him to put a roof over our heads and food in our mouths. He was determined my brothers and sisters and I would go to college because he never had the chance to. Sometimes he'd work 10, 15 hours a day, and it seemed like every Friday we'd go to the bank and buy U.S. savings bonds for college. By the time I turned 18, there was money for me to go to college, and for my brothers and sisters when they were ready. Thanks to my mom and dad, and to U.S. savings bonds, which is why I use some of every paycheck to buy U.S. savings bonds for our kids' college education.
If college is in your child's future, make U.S. savings bonds part of your present. Get them where you work or bank.
Football fans, get ready for Sports Illustrated's exclusive NFL Team Kickoff Kit. Free with your paid subscription to SI. Just tell us your favorite team.
Cowboys! Packers! 49ers!
and we'll give you more than ever before.
This is incredible. I love it.
Your team kickoff kit starts with your official 1994 team video.
Free Cowboys video? Rebound video? If I got a free Giants video, I'll be the luckiest man in the world. Oh, man, where can I get it?
It's an inside look at your favorite team. Brought to you as only Sports Illustrated can.
And ain't no surprise.
Your team kickoff kit also brings you this authentic NFL team cap free. It's an unbelievable football package that no real fan can be without. Call now. Use your credit card. And you'll get 54 issues of SI for only $1.47 an issue. Save over 50% off the cover price. And your incredible team kickoff kit is free. Nobody gets you into football like Sports Illustrated. Get into it.
Welcome back as halftime continues. The Gators an offensive explosion against New Mexico State in the first half with 56 points on the boards. 9 possessions, 8 touchdowns in 9 possessions. Let's take a look at just a couple of the highlights from the first half, and there were many. Florida scored early and often as Terry Dean struck to Jack Jackson. Jackson with his first touchdown reception of this football game. There would be more. And here is Jackson's 4th and the Gators' 7th touchdown of the first half. Jackson cutting back across the grain, and an easy toss from Terry Dean.
Well, Jack Jackson just continues to be so outstanding as the leader of this great wide receiver corps.
After a blocked punt, which set up this opportunity for New Mexico State, Cody Ledbetter connected with Lucius Davis for one of 3 New Mexico State touchdowns in the first half. And then late in the first half, I'm sorry, Jim, but late in the first half, Eric Kresser checked in, and he delivered a touchdown strike to freshman Ike Hilliard. What an offensive first half for the Florida Gators in this ball game.
And the Aggies have done a nice job really putting their 21 points on the board. We talked about the Gator defense having a chance to dominate, but they haven't been able to do that to the Aggies. But certainly the fun and gun offense is dominated as we look at 322 passing yards, 120 yards, rushing, well over 400 yards in total offense in the first half alone.
Yeah, the Gators with 442 yards in total offense in the first half. New Mexico State with 153 total yards, only 6 first downs. They capitalized on the blocked punt and scored one of their touchdowns, and so it is a 56-21 score with the Gators on top. Back in a moment.
On the ACC Game of the Week, it's the Florida State Seminoles and the Terrapins of Maryland, live on WNFT TV 47.
Don't miss out. Kings Crown Ford's volume purchasing power brings you new Fords at drastic year-end closeout prices. It's Kings Crown Ford's history-making Labor Day closeout sale. Prices slashed on every car, every truck. All must go. Power buy savings up to $7,000. Financing as low as 2.9%. Huge cash rebate. The lowest price, lowest payments guaranteed. Kings Crown Ford. Phillips Highway, 3 blocks south of the Avenues Mall. We're dealing.
How can we convince you that the Burger King Whopper is a better burger? It sizzles like no other. It's fresher. It's crispier. It's juicier. It's crunchier. Yes, seeing is believing, but eating is even better. And now the clincher. For a limited time, the Whopper is only 99 cents, and only at Burger King. Gotcha.
A new breed of action and adventure is creating waves across the country. Rick Springfield, Yannick Besson, and George Siegel. High Tide.
Beginning September 25th on Nifty TV 47.
You watch Nifty TV.
New Mexico State, Parrish Foster with the ball. Foster broke one tackle. Sam McCorkle brought him down at the 35-yard line.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Dairy Farmers Incorporated. Milk, it does a body good. By Great Southern Wood, makers of Osmos pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't say Osmos on the little yellow tag, believe me, you don't want it. By First Union and the First Union check card. It's the card that works like a check. And by Bryan Foods, the flavor of the South.
First play from scrimmage in the third quarter. And True Hill is brought down by Kevin Carter. There is a penalty flag down. So we'll check that out. It appears to be going against New Mexico State. Been a long night already for the Aggies. Been a long night for everybody, actually. A long football game. We're early in the third quarter. And 56-21 is our score.
Penalties decline.
Gators will decline the penalty and set up second down and about 14.
Makes you wonder why soccer will never be a big game in the United States, right? Those 0-0 games, and here we got 56-21.
I don't think anybody in the stadium's complaining about it, though, do you?
No. It's exciting.
84,000 plus, and they've loved every minute of it. It's already been a record-setting night for the Gators, and more could be to come. Michael Gilmore almost had one. There's a great story for you right here. First-team GTE academic All-American. He's headed for medical school. He's been accepted already in 1995. The valedictorian of his high school. And a great story.
Excellent speed, too.
Good football player
as well. He's as fast as just about anybody on this ball club. He can run with the best of them.
Third down, 15 for the Aggies. Cody Ledbetter, 6 for 17 in the first half. Got drilled when he threw it, but stood in there and threw a strike, but not enough for a first down. Lucius Davis is a quality receiver. He caught 3 touchdown balls in the first half.
Kevin Carter with a big rush. They were twisting and looping between the tackles and the ends, but Ledbetter with a lot of guts standing in there and throwing that ball well, but short of the first down marker.
Let's check with Steve Babick on the field. Steve?
David and Jim, some folks might have wondered, why did Eric Kresser come in right after Terry Dean left and not Danny Warfel? Well, the plan is for Danny Warfel to start the third quarter. That was a set plan. Terry Dean to begin the game. Danny Warfel will be the second quarterback. His quarter will be the third quarter. He's warmed up. He'll be in the game in the third quarter. And Danny Warfel is the number 2 quarterback on this team.
Thanks a lot, Steve. We wondered about that. You've just clarified it for us. Zecca with the kick out of bounds, and a very short one. It almost was blocked again by the Gators. 14-yard kick by Zecca. His average is going to take a while to come back up after tonight. Florida ball at the 42-yard line, and there's Danny Warfel. He's had some pressure, though, from Kresser in the preseason. Kresser has been very impressive, and Warfel had a great scrimmage, the final scrimmage last Thursday night here at Florida Field.
Yeah, that last opportunity for Eric Kresser, it turns out, was more of a situation where he was going to get on the field to finish out the second half. And as Steve mentioned, Warfel continues to be the number 2 guy. And with those numbers that he produced last year, everybody understands why.
Set an NCAA record for a freshman, 22 touchdowns. And stepped in against Kentucky the second week of the season and really bailed out the Gators. He and Chris Doring came up with a big play late. Warfel directed a touchdown drive, which pulled that one out of the fire in Lexington. Then he went on to play some great football toward the end of the season when he injured himself against Florida State. And that's when Terry Dean came in, picked up the slack. Dean played well to finish up the Florida State game, and then played exceptionally well against Alabama in the SEC championship game, and then against West Virginia in the Sugar Bowl, and won the number 1 job in the spring and preseason. Warfel hands off to Williams. Manuel makes the stop for New Mexico State. So the Gators certainly have no problem at the quarterback position. They are very deep and very talented when it comes to that position, and don't look too bad at tailback tonight either. Williams and Taylor have combined in the first half for over 100 yards. So the tailbacks are over 100 yards, and the quarterbacks have just been spectacular, as have the wide receivers. Williams Williams got a block from his fullback, Bilkey, and out to the 50-yard line runs Elijah Williams. Manuel made the tackle again.
Chris Bilkey at 236 pounds is much like a guard out there on some of those running plays. Look at Bilkey, big, strong fullback. Takes a lot of courage to play that position because you got to hit some linebackers nose to nose all day long if your tailback's going to have success. And Bilkey certainly has done a great job for the Gators over the last few years and getting a chance to start now.
Fifth-year senior. Boy, you can't have too many of those on your football team, can you? Orful hands off to Williams. There's a first down as Elijah Williams squirms across the 45 to the 43. Bo LeBreton and Cedric Walton on the stop for New Mexico State. Williams comes off the field, and Fred Taylor coming into your screen. Well, you talk about true freshmen that are impacting the #1 football team in the country right now. That's pretty impressive when you can have a guy like Taylor, Anthony, Hilliard, all offensive players. Man moved on the line for the Gators. I think the left tackle jumped.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You talk about winning national championships. Generally, those kind of teams are dominated by fifth-year seniors.
And there are a lot of those on this team, too.
Yeah.
We have a dead ball. False start by the offensive line. Be 5-yard penalty.
But certainly for true freshmen to play on the #1 rated team in the country is a tribute to their ability.
Riddell Anthony just checked in. Sorolla Palmer checked out.
Of course, with these kids leaving college early now to go in the NFL, if you don't play them early, you might not play them very often because they'll be gone after a couple of years.
That's true. Taylor, good tackle there by the linebacker Manuel. That'll take off another 6 yards on this drive. So it'll be second down and about 21.
They don't want to get sloppy right here. Certainly Werfel with his first opportunity doesn't want to go out there and slop around with this offense.
Travis McGriff is in the ball game. Split wide to the left. 5 receivers on the field. 3 flanked out to the right, 2 to the left for Werfel. And there's Travis McGriff. Nice little juke to the outside. McGriff goes out of bounds at the 43-yard line, and there is the first collegiate reception of young Travis McGriff.
Well, a true freshman, and he's wise enough to listen to the checkoff that Danny Werfel makes at the line of scrimmage. He adjusts his alignment, runs a little hitch route, and there's no one there to cover him. As you mentioned, was an outstanding defensive back and wide receiver. Played quarterback, too, for P.K. Young.
Once again, 5 wide receivers. On 3rd down and 10, Werfel stands up and throws that ball and connects with Doring. Going to be a little bit shy of the first down unless they give him progress, which I think they're going to do, to about the 33-yard line.
Oh, my goodness. That was Doring was right on the mark there, wasn't he? Or are they going to measure? He really has excellent hands as he reaches up to snag the football, and Gracia getting overpowered there. Oh, hoping Gracia didn't hurt his knee. But watch Doring with the sticky hands right there. He's not wearing any gloves. You know, generally these days you see these kids wearing gloves all the time because the guys on TV wear gloves. But Doring's out there playing barehanded.
Haven't they got a new rule this year about the gloves and the tar on the gloves that receivers have used?
Well, now
that familiar with it?
Now that you mention it, all these guys are not wearing gloves, are they? I missed that. Is there a new rule?
I think so, but I'm not certain. Hill and Palmer. Wide receivers. Taylor bouncing off tacklers, breaking one, running over another. Excellent run by Fred Taylor, and that gets the crowd charged up again. Big and strong and fast. 11 attempts, 54 yards today in his collegiate debut.
Yeah, he was a consensus choice as the top running back in the state of Florida. Breaks an arm tackle there. Watch the dip of the shoulder here. Boom.
Blitz. Werfel, as they picked up the blitz, is throwing too deep for Hill.
Oh, he wants that one back. It was just an adjustment on the route that he couldn't make with his pass right there as the Aubrey Hill broke to the sideline.
Steve Spurrier shuttling in his wide receivers on every play right now. Hilliard is checked back in along with Sorolla Palmer. Taylor still in the backfield with Bilkey. Taylor spins across the 25 and is close to another Florida first down after LeBreton makes the tackle at about the 23-yard line. Going to be about a yard shy, and 4th down and a yard. The crowd wanting Steve Spurrier to go for it, and of course that's what the coach will do. Taylor on the corner and did not get the first down. Excellent tackle over there on the corner on Fred Taylor.
Just were not able to get outside on the pitch. Nice defense by the Aggies there.
Foster, I think, wasn't it?
Stretched the play out.
Taylor's Foster.
Disappointed. Watch him stretch the play out. Nice block at the corner. Bilkey's going to get stretched out to. Although Bilkey makes the nice block. This Parrish Foster's played an excellent game today. He's done some nice things on defense all afternoon.
You're talking about defensive excellence, and I'm looking at the scoreboard, and it's 56-21.
Well, I mean as an individual.
I know what you mean. But the Gators didn't score on their first possession. Penalty flag down as the ball is snapped. So that's 10 possessions now and 8 touchdowns out of the 10 for Florida.
We have a dead ball. Illegal procedure. Offensive lineman moving prior to the snap. Be 5 yards. First down.
That'll mark it back to the 19-yard line. Ledbetter still calling the signals for New Mexico State. Jim Hess trying to figure out how he's going to get out of this thing without too much embarrassment right now, I'm sure. Ledbetter throwing, and that pass intended for Davis, but overthrown up at the 35-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 15. Ledbetter threw for 300 yards 3 times last year, 3 different games.
Well, he shows a lot of courage standing there. He's batting 500 right now with the pressure being put on him.
And
3 touchdowns. No interceptions. He's doing a heck of a job when he gets a chance. They haven't had the football that often, though, if you'll recall. The Gators having it most of the time.
Kevin Carter really mauled Ledbetter, but the quarterback managed to get the pass off, and Brian Pazula makes the reception at the 27-yard line. It'll be 3rd down still and about 7.
Ben Hanks on the tackle. Ben Hanks, number 11. He's the guy playing that linebacker position now. There's a nice rush by Kevin Carter.
Ledbetter has spent much of this evening laying on his back with the blue shirt on top of him. Anthony Ingracia, the senior tackle, headed toward the locker room.
Yeah, I saw him go down holding his knee on that last drive.
Ledbetter runs for his life and throws the ball away. Campbell was putting the pressure on, I think. Mark Campbell.
And Ellis Johnson, both of them doing a nice job right there. You see big Campbell, number 67. Look at those arms. Whew. Ellis Johnson on a twist runs himself right into the quarterback's rollout. But Henry McMillan, number 67, had the rush right there.
There was a penalty flag down, though, and New Mexico State pointing toward the Florida side of the field. And the flag was thrown way downfield. Up.
We have a dead ball. Personal foul on the defense. Be 15 yards, first down.
That is what makes the coach go crazy.
Well, it was so far upfield, I don't think anyone saw it. Coach Spurrier's asking what happened. What happened?
Who is it, I think, is the big question on his mind right now. Somebody will get talked to after they discover who it was. Quarterback's running for his life, throwing the ball out of bounds, and that's not the time for personal foul.
I thought he said end zone right there, but I'm not sure.
Ball on the 42 now after the penalty. Pressure again on Ledbetter. Not quite, but almost again picked off by Michael Gilmore. He's had a chance at 2 or 3 tonight. Ledbetter shakes his head and just about got picked off again. He still hasn't thrown an interception tonight. Gators are getting good pressure on him, though, in the third quarter with a good rush up front.
Michael Gilmore, the quarterback of that secondary, giving the signals out there.
Ledbetter throws to tight end, Manuel. And out of bounds he goes at the midfield area. Larry Kennedy, Ben Hanks are there for the Gators.
Well, Aggies get across the 50-yard line. They can pick up another first down right here. 3rd and short.
The Aggies have been able to throw the ball, but they sure haven't had much success running with it. Yards rushing for New Mexico State. They try to keep it on the ground to get the first down, and Pazula might have gotten it. He needed to get to the 48-yard line, and he's real close.
Ben Hanks thought he had him in the backfield, but he made a nice cut back to the inside. Pazula did.
I think they're short. They're going to bring the chains in, but I'm going to eagle eye this one and guess that they're about half a foot short.
Well, I'm also going to guess that they go for it if they are short. They have nothing to lose. At this point, trailing 56-21, so you'd think they'd probably go for it.
Well, we talked about New Mexico State next week playing Arizona. It's one of the top-ranked teams in the country. Florida gets right into the Southeastern Conference battle next week against the Kentucky Wildcats. And they are about a half a yard shy of the first down. And
I didn't see that. Excuse me, I didn't see that game the other night, but I understand Georgia Tech really played Arizona.
Yeah.
Great game. Almost upset them.
In Atlanta. Right? Yeah. Well, you called it, Jim. They're going to go for first down on this 4th and less than a yard with really nothing to lose.
I can't believe it. We're both right on the same play. We're hot now.
A rare occurrence. Halfway through the third quarter. And unbelievably, no scoring yet in the second half. 84,000 on their feet. Ledbetter going to keep it and get the first down and more inside the 40 to the 39. I don't know if that was designed or a busted play.
It looked busted to me.
Yeah.
He seemed to be surprised when he didn't make the handoff. Maybe it was a great fake, but look at this. No, I think he expected a second back to come through there. I don't know, but certainly fooled the defense. It was a key breaker, they call it. Everybody collapsed to the inside, and he's all by himself on the outside.
Well, you know you're in trouble when one of your best running plays of the night is a busted play. And that was one of the better plays from scrimmage on the ground for New Mexico State. And here's a naked bootleg by design. Ledbetter throwing it, and it is incomplete, but we got a flag.
Oh, no, I don't know.
Freeman, the linebacker, will be called for pass interference, I think.
Looked like he was just hustling to the football. Didn't face guard. There was no face guarding there.
Well, and the ball has got to be somewhat catchable also, and I'm not sure it was a catchable pass.
That was a quick trigger there on that flag, but hey, a lot of breaks here for the Aggies on this drive, but they'll take every one they can.
Ball is going to be at the 24-yard line, and that's the second big penalty against Florida to help New Mexico State keep possession of the ball. And that's their best defense against the Gators. Ledbetter pitching it to Compton. Penalty flag is down again. Compton got a yard or two. And this one's going against the Aggies.
Aggies that time with two tight ends and a double wing formation on the left side. That was power football on the corner right there. They didn't get much, but another flag.
Let's go down on the field to Steve Babbitt.
There's a holding.
Gator offense.
Be a 10-yard penalty.
Gator right tackle Anthony Gracia came out of the game a strained knee, and he's done for the night. Also on the defensive side of the ball, we haven't seen number 2 Shea Showers, so that's because on the opening kickoff of the third quarter, got kicked in the shin and just hasn't responded. So Shea Showers is out on the defensive side of the ball. Anthony Gracia out on the offensive side.
Well, the Gators had a lot of players dinged up in the preseason, more than usual, but had just about everybody back. That's a busted play. And a loss of about 3 more yards for the Aggies.
Well, they had everything going for them previously. Now they've had 2 terrible plays back to back.
Bob Pruitt shuttling players in and out defensively as Cameron Davis has checked in, and Eddie Lake has checked in to the secondary. Second down and 21 for the Aggies. Ledbetter scrambling. Will keep the ball cut across the field and is down at the 26-yard line. Darren Hambrick was there, chasing him from one side of the field to the other. Ben Hanks was there as well. Those two play the same position, but Gator coaches would like to get them on the field together as much as possible, and they've managed to do that right now.
Now, once again, a broken play. Ellis Johnson with big heat early forces Ledbetter out of the pocket, and once he's out of the pocket and out of containment, everything seems to break down, and he hustles down the field for some excellent yardage, making it a rather reasonable 3rd and 12 or 3rd and 13 here as they try and convert.
Ball on the 27. Timeout, New Mexico State. Ledbetter didn't like something. And we'll take timeout here on Sports Channel. 4:51 to go in the third quarter. Florida leading 56-21.
At Huggins and Othen Tire, we know you've got a tough road ahead. But don't panic. We sell Kelly tires. When the going gets tough, get going to Huggins and Othen Tire for complete tire service, brakes, alignment, and complete undercar service.
Think you used enough dynamite there, Bush?
Paul Newman and Robert Redford take a new look at the Old West.
What's the matter with you? I can't swim! Why, are you crazy? The fall will probably kill you.
In the classic story of the 2 most outrageous outlaws in history.
Well, we're back in business, boys and girls, just like the old days.
With Catherine Ross, Butch Cassidy, and the Sundance Kid.
Wednesday at 8 on the Megabucks movie.
77.
There have been no points scored in the third quarter, and 4:51 to go in the period. That score was what we had at the end of the first half. So no one covers University of Florida sports like Sports Channel. All season long, Sports Channel gives the Gator sports fans exciting football, basketball, and baseball action, along with many other exciting sporting events. Be sure to watch Gator Volleyball Monday night at 9 p.m. when the Gators challenge the Stanford Cardinal, only on Sports Channel. Well, the Aggies have kept possession of the ball for a good portion of this third quarter. But they're going to give it up here as Cameron Davis drops the quarterback back at the 40-yard line.
Well, Cameron Davis kept containment right there. He didn't get so excited that he got sucked inside. You see him to the top of your screen, keeping the leverage on the outside, and when Ledbetter tries to escape that way, he's right there to make the hit.
Cameron Davis saluting the sellout crowd after that big quarterback sack. Chad Zecca going to do the punting chores. Larry Kennedy stands deep for the Gators at the 10-yard line. No, that's Palmer. Corolla Palmer with the fair catch at the 14-yard line. That's where Florida takes possession. 20-yard kick by Zecca. And the Gators' second offensive series of the second half is just about to get underway. And Danny Warple bringing the offense out onto the field. Back in a moment.
Next Saturday at noon on the ACC Game of the Week, it's the Florida State Seminoles and the Terrapins of Maryland. Live on WNFT TV 47.
We're here at the Chrysler Test Track along with the all-new Eagle Talon and Sue Lampe. Any thoughts, Sue?
CD player, dual airbags, 5-speed overdrive.
You got it!
What are we talking about? 140 horses? 130 foot-pounds of torque?
Yeah.
Double wishbone suspension? And what, 25, 30 grand?
Seems our little friend Sue has a lot to learn about the Eagle Talon.
Test drive a Talon at your Jeep and Eagle dealer or call us.
Next time on Robin Hood.
Look, I know this is going to sound really weird, but I don't know who I am.
A stranger searches for his past.
I'll find out who you are. I promise. Why are you doing all this?
David Faustino guest stars. Then, on Heaven Help Us.
Butler and maid.
You didn't think I'd leave you out.
You are not hired to talk baseball. You were hired to battle. Belinda Montgomery guest stars on the next Heaven Help Us.
Tonight at 8 on Nifty 47.
There's a cat fight brewing over Wayne
She can't keep a man. Get your own man.
on Jenny Jones.
Monday night at 10 on Nifty TV 47.
Mitch and CJ band together with country music's hottest star in a desperate search for his family. Next, Baywatch.
Sunday afternoon at 4.
Florida first down at its 14-yard line. And the throw is caught by Hilliard. Mike Hilliard having a big night in his Gator debut, the freshman from Louisiana.
I keep wanting to say Dolphin, you know. Dolphin Hilliard was such a great player for LSU, and he's the young man's uncle.
Ivory Hilliard plays defensive back for the Tigers this year. And they're brothers.
You know, he had some speeches to make when he left home.
Yeah. He had some splaining to do.
Splaining, yeah.
Elijah Williams, first down out to the 30. Brian Stewart on the stop, a backup linebacker. Along with James McIntyre, the strong safety. Elijah Williams moving toward the 100 mark tonight, 100-yard mark.
He's out of Milton, is that right? A lot of great running backs at the University of Florida from some of the smaller towns in the state.
In the Panhandle, really, when you think about it.
Neil Anderson comes to mind, right?
Dexter McNabb from Bethune. Incomplete, intended for Hilliard.
Well, Pahokie's no major metropolis down there where Fred Taylor's from.
No, that whole Okeechobee, Belglade, Pahokee area produced a lot of football talent. Lewis Oliver, remember Ray McDonald, the wide receiver, that area. In fact, the last time Florida was #1 in the country, 1985, Ray McDonald was a big part of that football team. to Williams, and Williams out to the 35-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down and 10. The week the Gators got the number 1 spot in the polls in 1985, they beat Auburn 14-10. And if memory serves me correctly, Ray McDonald caught, I think, 2 touchdown passes in that game.
Of course, then there was a trip to Jacksonville that didn't work out, and it didn't last long. But hey,
better to enjoy it for 1 week than
never at all. Right.
I don't think the Gators have anything to worry about. Oh, that might be a penalty. That was close. Palmer, the intended receiver. The tackle came just as the ball arrived.
Now, you were going to say,
I was going to say
this was close. You know, the poll now, the what is it? The USA CNN poll. You know, there's a lot of people watching college football every Saturday afternoon, and if you don't pound the other guy, you might drop 4 or 5 spots in the poll. But I agree with you. If the Gators continue to play like this, they'll maintain a number 1 ranking for another week.
But this is their 2nd punt of the quarter, their 3rd of the day. Shane Edge back to punt the ball, and Foster stands deep. High snap. Edge had 1 blocked earlier, but this one is a boomer. Low driving spiral. Foster got away from Malone. Foster got some shifty moves back there. He returned a fumble last year for 93 yards. Had another big 92-yard play on a return. 53-yard kick by Edge. 14-yard return by Foster.
Now, Foster, again, is the young man we said that was making some excellent plays, and there's another one right there. He's got a lot of talent, and that was a rocket he caught, and he avoided 2 or 3 of the Gators' fastest punt coverage guys.
That's Chase Showers. Obviously headed to the training room. Sophomore, injured tonight. And that's one aspect that you just never know about. Terry Dean, you think he's done for the night, or what, Jim?
Oh yeah, I would think so.
Dean is ready to play about.
I was looking out on the field. Yeah, no doubt about that one, huh?
I was going to say that's the one thing you never know. The big variable is the injury situation, and this Florida football team has a lot of fine football players, but can't take too many injuries. Big play. Ellis Johnson blowing right up the middle.
He split a double team block right off the bat at the line of scrimmage. Ellis Johnson defeated 2 blockers. Watch 61 right. See.
Well, I think Johnson is going to grade out pretty good in this ball game.
That was 62 and 63 trying to make the block there. Nick Monica. Gerald Slovic.
That's Jack Jackson in street clothes as well. So Dean threw 7 touchdown passes, and Jackson caught 4 in the first half, and Steve Spurrier said that's it. Get ready for next week in Kentucky. Interception. Dexter Daniels, the linebacker. That ball tipped up into the air, and Daniels brought it down. He might have been the man to tip it.
In addition to the propensity to give up the big play last year, one of the disappointments with the defense was that they didn't come up with turnovers like this. And right there, you love to have your defense get the ball back for your own team, and especially in field position like this. And it's Dexter Daniels, the outstanding inside linebacker out of the state of Georgia.
Great program in Valdosta, high school program that has produced numerous college football players.
You say Valdosta, it's like Massillon, Ohio, boy.
Right.
That's football country.
Wayne Mobley, the ball carrier on first down. Mobley inside the 35 to the 34. Let's check with Steve Babbitt.
Well, David, you mentioned about Terry Dean and Jack Jackson. Obviously, their night is done. You know, those guys have been mentioned in the preseason magazines and all the publications about All-American status and possibly Heisman hopefuls. Well, obviously, with the type of numbers that they put up in today's opening game, their names will be in that mix as far as guys to look at for All-American status and, again, Heisman hopefuls.
Yeah, neither one of them did anything to damage their hopes for those types of honors in this first game. In fact, they enhanced those possibilities with their performance in the first half. That's the end of the third quarter, and amazingly, there were no points scored in that period of play. It is still 56-21 after 3, and we'll be back for the fourth period from Gainesville after this.
Next Saturday at noon on the ACC Game of the Week, it's the Florida State Seminoles and the Terrapins of Maryland. Live on WNFT TV 47.
We're your Southern Ford dealer, Mike Davidson's Discount Ford Mart, and nobody does a Labor Day weekend closeout sale like we do. So our $12 million inventory is up for grabs with every 94 price for a total sellout. No matter what it takes, every 94 must go. So expect a great price on every new Ford.
Lowest prices, biggest discounts, best payments, and largest rebate.
We're on Atlantic Boulevard across from Regency Square.
Profit is no object
At Mike Davidson's Discount Ford Mart.
$1 million tax-free for the return of that woman.
Reno's after the bounty of a lifetime on Renegade.
Sunday afternoon at 5 on Nifty TV 47.
You have to get the hell out of the city.
Tracy Lords guest stars on a very special Highlander.
Sunday at 7 on Nifty TV 47.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Norwegian Cruise Line. It's different out here. By Chevrolet and your local Chevrolet dealers. And by Cellular One, the first and only with digital phone service. Cellular One, you heard it here first.
"15 more minutes of football from Florida Field. Gators with the ball at the New Mexico State 34-yard line. It is 2nd down and 6. Warfel, a quick toss to McGriff. Travis with the football to the 32-yard line, a gain of about 3. McGriff's second reception of the ball game. Jim Hess, the head coach at New Mexico State, got to play Arizona next week. Third down and third and about 2. Bilski and Mobley, the running backs. Mobley getting carries at the tailback spot inside the 30 to the 28 and close to a Florida first down.
You know, Danny Warfel wants to reignite this Gator offense. He saw what Terry Dean had done so explosively in the first half. Warfel wants to get a share of that scoreboard himself, but really no points in the third quarter. Shocked everyone watching this game. Timeout, coach says. Timeout for the third time.
Danny Warfel just now picked up on it, so here comes the quarterback to the sideline. We're early in the fourth quarter. The Gators sitting on a 56-21 lead against New Mexico State on opening night.
A true winner is never satisfied with what he's accomplished. He keeps right on working hard to get even better. A perfect example is the all-new S-Series pickup by Chevrolet, completely redesigned for the 1994 season, with an exciting new look from bumper to bumper and a better value than ever. I know a winner when I see one, so take it from the Gator football coach. Compared to the new S-Series pickup, everything else is history. So get yours today at your local Florida Chevrolet GO dealer.
The Cellular One Digital Master unit can be configured to transport the dedicated channel set into a specific area.
Cellular One engineers find this stuff fascinating.
Cell fiber
You probably don't.
receiver module.
You have a life to lead.
It can be connected in a simulcast mode.
All you want from us is consistent, reliable coverage. And you don't want to think about it.
As if the micro
That's why we spend all our time thinking about it.
both the sector and the MTSO. And isn't that what you've been looking for?
Call 1-800-IMAGINE.
Hi, Bertie. Hey, mind if I drop in for breakfast?
Yeah.
Great. Yogurt. Healthy as all outdoors, huh? With trail mix. Looks delicious. Here, thanks. Great meal. Whoa! Could be my last. Yogurt. Good fast food from the makers of milk. Whoops. Hey, a celestial snack, huh? Milk, healthy and delicious. Frozen berries and honey, very light. Hey, it's a float. Get it? Oh, is it something I said? Milk, good fast food. That's mighty good.
Time to send for the federal government's free consumer information catalog from sunny Pueblo, Colorado. Billy has his, and boy, is he proud. Yes, you'll become smarter with information found in your free catalog. It lists free and low-cost publications on topics like saving money, getting federal benefits, staying fit, eating right, even educating your children. For your new catalog, send your name and address to Free Catalog, Pueblo, Colorado, 81009. Makes a great gift.
Well, there's the score. The Gators have left little doubt in this one from very early on, and they lead big with 13:47 to go in the fourth period. New sport, local sports, national scores, new sport programming coupled with Sports Channel Florida's in-state sports coverage gives the viewer the most comprehensive, entertaining, and timely sports news and event programming on a 24-hour basis. New Sport has all the fast-breaking stories, scores, and highlights, and it is exclusively on Sports Channel. Fourth down and a yard for the Florida Gators. Danny Warfel, the quarterback, the sophomore from Fort Walton Beach. He'll keep the ball and try to sneak it for the first down. He did not need much, and it looks like he got enough. Danny Warfel with the first down for the Gators, and now Fred Taylor comes in from the sideline to check in at tailback for the University of Florida. Now they've called the chains from the sideline. They're going to call the chains over, and the spot did not look very favorable for the Gators.
It looked like there was no doubt. From here, there was a big surge. He got at least half his body out there.
It's going to be close. Oh, he got it by the nose.
Boy, that was... Mark was... Whew. It looked like it was going to be that close, did it?
No.
Well, then what happened?
Hey, well,
the guy scared us, didn't he?
Must not have been a very favorable spot.
Yeah, wow.
Hand off to Taylor. He busts to the outside. Taylor breaking across the 20, and Taylor to the 16-yard line.
Boy, bust was a good word right there, because that's exactly what he did. He busted through some arms as well. Fred Taylor, big and strong, true freshman. Pops outside, nice blocking up front. Once he pops out, now he's got some momentum going, a little juke there, but watch this. Always diving forward.
Taylor,
Eric Brett did that a lot.
Yeah, he was always moving forward. Taylor, much the same. He's got 68 yards now, Jim. Warfel to Taylor. Taylor stumbled a bit. Good spin. Taylor back to the 5 to the 4.
Oh, he almost did it, didn't he?
Now that was impressive.
Oh, the crowd loves this one. You got to have the hands out of the backfield, too, if you're going to play in this offense. And he's obviously a good receiver. 1 tackle, 2, 3, 4, almost 5, but it's that young man, Foster, that denies him.
There's Taylor. He's a true freshman, and a couple of other freshmen are flanked wide to the left. On first and goal. Anthony and Hilliard wide left. Mobley and Taylor in the I formation.
The right side of the line backed up. They saw him just cheat back a little bit. Dead ball foul.
Well, the bane of this offensive plan tonight has been the penalties. Steve Spurrier.
A dead ball. Illegal procedure. The offensive lineman moving before the snap. A 5-yard penalty.
Steve Spurrier and his staff will have plenty to talk about when it comes to cutting down on penalties and mistakes before next week's game here against Kentucky. Now first and goal at the 9. Warfel gives to Taylor. Taylor to the 5. Taylor He scores.
His first college score, and is he ever excited? To see him give that little shake and bake there, he just kind of give a little limp leg and then turned on the jets to get in the corner.
He is going to be a good one. Real good one.
Watch the little hesitation and limp leg right here. Boom. Look at that. Just gave him that step, and then he turns on the power to dive inside the pylon.
And he made that move on Cedric Walton, who is probably the top defender in that New Mexico State defense. Judd Davis pounds in the extra point. And the Gators' 9th touchdown tonight is on the ground after 8 thrown up in the air. And it is 63-21, Florida leading New Mexico State.
What do you need to fall in love again? It's different out here. Norwegian Cruise Line.
During the past 14 years, Gator fans across the country have found that the best way to keep up with everything going on inside the Florida athletic program is by subscribing to GatorBase, a publication devoted to Gator sports coverage. Each weekly edition includes player features, game previews, locker room reports, and recruiting news. Now you can get 32 issues plus the Florida football and Florida basketball yearbooks. Just call our toll-free number to order your subscription. Make sure you really get inside Gator football. Subscribe to GatorBase today.
You build a winning tradition on great talent. And that's why we've recruited Bryan to be the official hot dog of the Florida Gators. For over 60 years, they've built a winning tradition with the flavor of the South, that distinctive hickory smoke taste that makes them top dog around here. In fact, Bryan is the only dog you'll find in the swamp, with the possible exception of an occasional bulldog. Bryan, the official hot dog of the Florida Gators.
Florida Gators break a scoreless second half tie on the run by Fred Taylor. 63-21, though, is the overall score. That drive, 38 yards in length, 7 plays. And Fred Taylor, the freshman from Belglade, Florida, gets his first career touchdown for the Gators. Shane Edge kicking off again. Foster, a busy man tonight. Busting up the middle. Oh, one man away from perhaps breaking a big one. Tackle made by Fred Weary. Might have saved a touchdown. Foster had a full head of steam. Went down at the 35. Let's go down to Steve Babick on the field.
David, that extra point kick by Judd Davis was his 9th of the night. That ties the single game record for the University of Florida for point after touchdown. And he's 9 of 9. You think Judd Davis is off to a fine start in defending his Lou Groza award? 9 of 9, not too bad.
He'd probably like to have a field goal or two thrown in there, too, just to make things interesting for him, though, Steve. They've tried the end around with Davis twice now. First time it didn't work. Second time, more of the same.
Ellis Johnson, though, again, David. Ellis Johnson destroying the play initially.
He's had a heck of a game.
Well, look how tight that skin is on that kid. He's must be close to 285 pounds. I bet his body fat's less than 10%.
He's made some solid licks on New Mexico State quarterbacks and running backs and receivers. Ellis Johnson, the senior from Wildwood. He's on some preseason All-America list. Looks like that caliber player here tonight. Ledbetter running from Johnson and Carter, and throws it incomplete.
Well, I don't think I'd go towards that side of the line of scrimmage with Ellis Johnson and Kevin Carter on the same side. You know, I'd be I'd be a little reluctant to go after those guys. They're doing a job tonight. We talked about the need for one or both of those guys to really excel, and they're having a good game.
Eric Kresser warming up. Kresser played the tail end of the second quarter. That's Brian Schottenheimer, Marty Schottenheimer's son, fourth-string quarterback at the University of Florida. Beautiful pass and catch by Manuel, and the tight end has a big New Mexico State first down at the 30-yard line of the Gators.
Well, he got matched up with the
linebacker.
The linebacker right there, Kevin Walton, number 50, who's substitute in on the depth chart and playing inside linebacker. Who else was getting over there? One of the safeties, Harris?
Mike Harris. You know, Ledbetter, when he has time to throw, Jim, he's been pretty effective.
Oh, yeah, he's done an excellent job, really. He's playing with a lot of heart. You know, he's doing everything he can to put points on the board. He's a nice quarterback, doing a nice job.
We have a dead ball, illegal procedure, offensive lineman moving, be a 5-yard penalty.
There's David Barnard. Big fella. Hadn't missed too many meals, do you think?
Oh.
Did you ever look like that?
No, not in my dreams. Those guys are so big, so powerful. A lot of time in the weight room there.
Ledbetter sets his feet, throws a strike again to Manuel to the 24-yard line. Well, when he gets those feet planted, gets a good look at the field, he's effective. He's going to be tough out there in the Big West.
Oh, he's taking a pounding, but he's delivering that football. Reminds me of a few years ago when Casey Weldon was here with the Seminoles, and he was taking a pounding, but he kept moving the ball down the field. He kept making those throws, and that's what Ledbetter's doing. He's getting hit on every play, but he's fighting back.
Second down, and again he's got time, and Pazula's got the ball. Ryan Pazula dives across the 15 of the 13-yard line. Mexico State putting together an impressive drive in the fourth quarter.
First down to Mexico State.
And they've kept control of the football for much of this second half, which is one of the primary reasons Florida has just one touchdown in the second half. Gators have not been as sharp offensively in the second half as they were in the first, but New Mexico State has had a lot to do with it by keeping the football as well. Harris and Osborne are wide to the left. Audible at the line and movement on the left side of the line for New Mexico State. The left tackle over there got confused.
That's tough to hear when the crowd makes this kind of noise and they're checking off. That's why the home field advantage is so great.
Illegal procedure on the offensive line, be a 5-yard penalty.
You literally cannot hear anything when the volume is raised up at a place like Florida Field, and that's what happened with the end zone helping out the last play.
Pretty good numbers there by Cody Ledbetter. First down inside the 20. Incomplete, intended for Osborne. He hadn't caught one yet tonight. Ledbetter underthrew him a little bit that time. That was not all Osborne's fault. That stops the clock. 8:58 to go in the fourth. A 63-21 Florida Gator lead. A #1 ranked team in America in the preseason. Very impressive in the first half. It sort of just sat on that lead in the second half. Ledbetter showing some quickness, and down he goes as Hanks grabs him. Back to the original line of scrimmage.
Cameron Davis with a pass rush, forcing Ledbetter out of the pocket, Cameron Davis coming in from the left defensive end position. Ledbetter still hustling. Broken play here, picks up a little bit of yardage, gives them a chance at converting on 3rd and 10.
Ball is at the Florida 13. Ledbetter with protection. Osborne's got his first catch of the night at the 5. They're a couple of yards short of the first down. And that'll bring up a decision for the Aggies. Eddie Lake was there to make the stop on David Osborne. He caught 27 passes last year. And Ledbetter wants a timeout to talk it over with Jim Hess and the Aggie coaches. 8 minutes, 3 seconds to go. The top-ranked Florida Gators trying to hold off this Aggie rally.
Huggins and Othan knows trucks. Huggins and Othan knows cars. Huggins and Othan knows Jacksonville's mud, asphalt, back roads, and open highways, which is why Huggins and Othan knows Kelly Tires. They've got Kelly's to fit every family car, sports car, pickup, or van, on or off the road. Now you know, too. Next time you need tires, brakes, alignment, or undercar service, drop by Huggins and Othan Tires.
Ride the high tide. Rick Springfield. Yannick Bassad. And George Siegel. Catch two surfers turn private eyes, working the beat on some of the hottest beaches in the world. High tide.
Beginning September 25th on Nifty TV 47.
Next time on Robin's Hood.
Look, I know this is going to sound really weird, but I don't know who I am.
A stranger searches for his past.
I'll find out who you are. I promise.
Why are you doing all this?
David Faustino guest stars. Then, on Heaven Help Us.
Butler and maid.
You didn't think I'd leave you out.
You are not hired to talk baseball. You were hired to battle.
Belinda Montgomery guest stars on the next Heaven Help Us.
Tonight at 8 on Nifty 47.
Father and son.
When Nelson planned your robberies?
They're business partners.
Webstertown jail ain't gonna stop us.
Taking the plunge in the biggest caper of their lives.
You can't trust nobody.
Corey Haim. Leo Rossi. Going out on the edge, making a fast getaway.
Tuesday at 8 on the Mega Bucks movie.
New Mexico State will have a 4th down and 2 at the Florida 5-yard line, and they're going to go for the first down of the touchdown with 8:03 to go. Florida leads by 42 points. But still the crowd stands up. Florida's defense tries to hold. Ledbetter going to keep on an option. Ledbetter, boy, he made a dive close to that first down marker. It's going to be close.
Well, he's making some great efforts, isn't he? It
really is.
Nice call on short yardage, but the Gator defense did a nice job, too, of stringing it out. Looked like they were going to have Ledbetter dead in the backfield, but he bowed his neck and almost picked it up. Maybe he did. Here we go.
They're going to bring the chains on, and I'm not going to guess on this one. It's too close. Short of the first down by less than a yard. Florida takes over on downs, and Jim Hess disappointed with that turn of events, and Steve Spurrier, a sigh of relief. His defense has given up 21 points already in this game, and that's more, I'm sure, than Bob Pruitt and Steve Spurrier and company wanted to surrender. And they've thrown for 221 yards, New Mexico State, so you know, that passing game looks pretty good, but the Gators are going to face probably a little bit better in the Southeastern Conference.
Open conference schedule with the Kentucky Wildcats next week.
Eric Kresser quarterbacking now. And throwing it deep for Anthony. Anthony, even with his tremendous speed, could not get to that football. Overthrown by a couple of yards.
Nice try, though. They weren't off the mark by much. Kresser with a touchdown pass in the first half.
Did you notice who was covering Anthony? Pretty much had him step for step.
Number 2,
Parrish Foster. Second down and 10. Gators on their own 3-yard line. Kresser pump faking and throwing, and that one is picked off by Foster.
Oh. He just reacted back to the ball. He wasn't in coverage right there. I don't believe specifically on 84.
That's David Nabavi, the intended receiver. The sophomore from Orlando. He played high school ball at Dr. Phillips High School. Nabavi was the intended receiver, number 84. And watch Foster just step right in there and pick it off.
He reversed. You see? He did like a 180. Turned his back to the ball, then continued to turn and made the interception. Just a great effort. Kresser certainly didn't expect that kind of reaction by the defender.
That's Florida's first interception thrown in the game. Now New Mexico State with another offensive scoring opportunity at the 19-yard line of the Gators with 7.5 minutes to go. This is Truhill, or rather Compton. Compton inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. About a 5-yard pickup. And a ball spotted at the 13.5-yard line. The score was 56-21 at the half. New quarterback for New Mexico State is Tim Snowden, a senior out of Mission Viejo, California. Compton again carries, and Compton stopped near the line of scrimmage. Eddie Lake there to make the stop for the Gators. Ben Hanks was also there to make the tackle. Albert flexing his muscles along the sideline. It is 3rd down and 5 for the Aggies. Snowden back to throw. Barnard sacks him. David Barnard, a junior from Miami. That'll bring up 4th down for the Aggies.
Well, that was a case where Coach Hess decided to put in some new personnel, give some of his kids that made this trip a chance to play, David. I think that's a tribute to Coach Hess that he would put some kids in there that hadn't played yet when they had a chance to score. But the Gator defense was just too tough for that other unit.
Bubba Cullen will try a field goal, 37 yards in length. The kick is long enough. It is no good. It is wide to the right. So the Aggies unable to take advantage of the Gator turnover. And Florida takes possession of the ball at the 20-yard line.
Next Saturday at noon on the ACC Game of the Week, it's the Florida State Seminoles and the Terrapins of Maryland. Live on WNFT TV 47.
Did you know that prescription medicines you take daily can dangerously interact with drugs used in an emergency? Medical Alert lets medical teams know your medications and medical history, information that can save your life. To learn more, call 1-800-ID-ALERT or ask your pharmacist.
Think using up dynamite there, Bush?
Paul Newman and Robert Redford take a new look at the Old West.
What's the matter with you? I can't swim! Why, are you crazy? The fall will probably kill you.
In the classic story of the two most outrageous outlaws in history.
Well, we're back in business, boys and girls, just like the old days.
With Catherine Ross, Butch Cassidy, and the Sundance Kid.
Wednesday at 8 on the Megabucks movie.
New quarterback for the Florida Gators, Brian Schottenheimer. So this the fourth Florida quarterback to get into the action tonight. Mobley, the ball carrier, and a flag goes down as Mobley picks up 2 or 3 yards. Brian Schottenheimer, after we'll tell you about him a little bit after this call.
5 yards on the defense.
There's Brian, his dad, Marty, the head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs, the 4th-string quarterback, started his college career at the University of Kansas. But here's a very intelligent kid, sophomore, knows that he wants to be a coach, knows that he wants to learn as much about offensive football as he can, so he comes to the University of Florida, knowing also that it's unlikely that he'll get a lot of playing time, at least right away. And he learns offensive football from one of the greatest in the game, and that's Steve Spurrier. Schottenheimer on the carry and gets the first down and took a pretty good shot in the process.
And Marty Schottenheimer was also a player in the NFL as well as a coach now.
Look at these penalties tonight.
Oh, that's the ugly part of this game. Mostly in the second half, too, I think.
I think it was 6 and 4 in the first half, so that's pretty well split. 10 in the first half, 9 in the second. Schottenheimer hands off to Mobley. Mobley out to the 44-yard line. Gary Jesse made the tackle. Mobley had 42 yards last year as a sophomore, or rather as a freshman, number 23 there out of Brooksville. He played high school football at Hernando County. The leading returning rusher for the Gators with 42 yards.
Normally you'd be concerned, wouldn't you? But that's not the case.
Now with Elijah Williams, a redshirt freshman, Fred Taylor, a true freshman. Mobley showing some good speed, power, picking up a first down and keeping the ball inbound, so the clock continues to tick. 3.5 to go.
How about Tyrone Baker, too? He's got a bit of an injury right now, but he's a redshirt freshman running back that the Gators think will play some, too.
Yeah, he's been slowed by injuries in the preseason, but he's a good one also. Right here in Gainesville. Here's a freshman, big 76 on that offensive line, Keith McMahon out of Bradenton. One of the great high school programs in this state, Bradenton Manatee.
And Southeast, what a program they have.
Schottenheimer throwing the ball, almost a catch by Terrace Ross, a freshman tight end from Dade City. Pretty good coverage by James McIntyre back there, though. That stops the clock with 2:54 to go.
Yeah, Reggie Green was from Bradenton Southeast, and this young fellow's from Bradenton Manatee.
A lot of people are getting a chance to play tonight on both sides of the ball. Wiley Rich is snapping. He's the center right now. He's a freshman from Santa Fe High School in the Gainesville area. Fort White, actually. Schottenheimer with the throw, and the pass is caught by Deveron Gibbons, the 5th-year senior from St. Petersburg, who's had little playing time in his collegiate career. Well, that's his first college reception.
Not by Gray.
Little guy, 5'7". And he'll get to tell his grandchildren one day that he made a big catch back there in 1994 against New Mexico State. The first down at the 40-yard line. 2:46 to go. Schottenheimer's pass intended for the tight end, Tremaine Allen. And incomplete.
Schottenheimer pass intended for Allen.
The Gators have back-to-back SEC contests Big ones coming up, Kentucky here, and then at Tennessee. So it's going to get a little bit more difficult, and then they play at Ole Miss 3 weekends from now. Big offensive numbers put up tonight by Florida, but not record-breaking numbers. 774 is the single-game record. Florida in 1982 got that many yards against West Texas State when they scored 77 points in that game. Schottenheimer on a blitz, gets knocked down, but throws a beautiful pass, and it is caught. That is a sensational catch by David Nabavi. And not a bad throw either by Schottenheimer.
Nabavi's not even on the Gator roster that the media folks gave us today. They didn't expect him to get on the field. But not only does he get on the field, he makes the best catch of the evening.
Well, that
just
is
a
nice.
Beautiful grab right there. And he says, look at this. Now that's what a kid wants to do. He wants to get a chance so he can show the coach that he can do it.
Great catch by Nabavi out of Orlando's Dr. Phillips High School. Kedra Malone, the ball carrier. Malone diving into the touchdown.
Now, Kedra Malone was a tailback for a number of years until he got moved to the secondary, and they gave him a chance to go back tonight. I guess he's obviously number 3 on the depth chart at tailback.
That's the first time that he's carried the ball. He was converted in the spring of '93 to the secondary, and now he gets a chance in a blowout game situation. Look at the speed, though, that Malone shows just running away from Beasley.
Well, they knew that he wasn't going to play with Eric Rhett playing tailback, and they needed to get Kedra on the field, so they moved him to defensive back so he could help out there, and he's worked his way into the lineup there as the number 2 corner, but now he gets to come back and play tailback. Good for him.
Judd Davis makes it 10 for 10, and that is a Gator record for extra points in a game.
Our athletes are dreaming of Olympic glory. Now you can help make those dreams come true. The state of Florida is proud to announce the availability of a new specialty license plate to support its Olympians. All proceeds help support Florida athletes and the programs of the U.S. Olympic Committee. Call your local tag agency for information on how to receive your U.S. Olympic license plate by mail or in person.
Being a fan is tough when your team isn't the home team, especially when I try to find coverage of my favorite team in the local paper. I'm lucky there's even a box score. Well, if you're like me, you'll be happy to know there's one publication that'll make you feel right at home. The Sporting News. You'll love the Sporting News no matter what team you love, even if it is the home team.
Call this number now and get 4 issues of the Sporting News free. You'll get opinions and strategies, transactions, trade rumors, injury reports, and the lowdown on the minors. Plus football, basketball, and hockey all year long. Call now and you'll get 4 free issues. If you like them, you'll get 24 more issues at this great TV price. If not, just mark the bill, cancel, and owe nothing. The 4 issues are yours to keep.
So call now for the Sporting News, the publication that treats every team like the home team.
Call now and get 4 great issues of the Sporting News free. Call 1-800-345-9300 now.
Kentucky Wildcats travel to Gainesville Saturday, September 10th at 11:30 p.m. on Sports Channel, home of the Gators.
Well, a lot of folks have stayed around at Florida Field to watch this Gator rout. Gators have always loved a good rout, and they've seen one tonight, 70-21. Florida racking up the points in huge numbers tonight against New Mexico State on opening night. Ball carried back to the 23-yard line. And that's where New Mexico State will take the back.
Stopped by McCorkle.
10 touchdowns tonight. The Gators just need one more to match the school record for points in a game. Brian Schottenheimer directed that 8-play, 80-yard scoring drive. Malone with a 13-yard run, but Nabavi's spectacular stretched out catch down to the 13-yard line set it up. Great throw, too, by Schottenheimer on that play. This is Compton across the 25 to the 27. Pickup of about 4 yards, and the clock continues to wind down. 1:52 to go. Well, Perry Dean had a huge first half for the Gators. Eric Kresser looked good at quarterback. Danny Warfel could not seem to generate a lot of offense with the group that he was on the field with in the third quarter, although the Gators did get one touchdown there. Hand off to Montez. Ernie Montez on the carry. Montez, a big player here for New Mexico State.
6'5", 300 pounds.
Yeah, I think 300 is a conservative number there when you talk about Blair's weight. That's on a good day.
Give him a bigger shirt. He needs a bigger shirt.
That's what it is. Snowden pitches it. Montez the ball carrier.
Nice play.
And Walton brings him out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
Ernie Montez with a little dip to the inside there. The sophomore getting a chance to play.
Demetric Jackson also tripped him up, number 27.
That was a nice little dip and run right there. That might have been the biggest rushing gain of the night for the Aggies.
1 minute to go. Been a long night, but I guarantee you it's been a lot longer over on the other side of the field than on Steve Spurrier's side. Montez again picks up 2 or 3. 4 or 5 Gators there to stack him up.
Well, you know, Arizona was certainly in the top 5 in most polls. Many people think Arizona might eventually be the national champion. It'll be interesting to see how these Aggies do against Arizona next week as they go out there to play. It'll be another huge challenge for these young men, and the Gators open up their SEC championship hopes by playing Kentucky here at Florida Field.
Quarterback is Snowden. Perry almost had him. Snowden takes the ball out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Well, Scott Perry, a junior from Longwood out of Lake Mary High School, almost had Snowden wrapped up back there in the backfield, but couldn't quite finish off the job. Elijah Brown's in the game now, a redshirt freshman from Jacksonville. Big number 99 is McDonald Ferguson. As we said, just about everybody, and perhaps even everybody that's dressed out and available to play has been able to get some playing time tonight against New Mexico State. Only 10 seconds left. Brian Kovac, an inside linebacker, a junior from Fort Lauderdale on the field, number 55. Snowden strikes one out there, and it's incomplete with 3 seconds to go. That stops the clock for one more play. See if we can pick up a few more of those defenders out there for you. Kent Lowe is on the field. Redshirt freshman number 38 from Fort Lauderdale. Looks like Malone and Weary are the cornerbacks. Fred Weary, Kedra Malone. Well, it's good to give everybody a chance to play. The Gators were hoping that this game would present that opportunity, and that big first half got things going in the right direction. Last play of the football game. And that's the #1 team in the nation, the Florida Gators, and their head coach Steve Spurrier walking out of here with a 70-21 victory against New Mexico State as both of these teams open up the 1994 season. We'll be back in just a moment.
My hero? Isaiah Thomas, Kevin Costner, Mr. Wall.
These are teachers, but to the kids they've reached, they're heroes.
My hero? Mrs. Wooten. If I don't get to that child, who knows, maybe no one else will.
Teachers have the power to wake up young minds, to be heroes, to make a difference. Reach for that power. Teach. Find out how by calling 1-800-45-TEACH. Be a teacher. Be a hero.
Excuse me. Do you wear your safety belt?
Why, no. I don't wear my safety belt.
Thank you.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt. Every year, an estimated 500,000 women past 45 will have a heart attack. What you don't know about heart disease may kill you.
You're watching Sports Channel, home of your home team.
The Florida Gators win the season opener over New Mexico State by a score of 70-21. This is Steve Babbitt with head coach Steve Spurrier on Florida Field. And, Coach, congratulations. What an offensive display in the first half by Terry Dean.
Yeah, we did have a lot of good passes and completions, but this team couldn't match up with us talent-wise. Jim Hess does a super job. They'll be competitive in their conference, but a good thing nobody got hurt on either team tonight.
Eli Williams and Fred Taylor show they can carry the ball and make the tough runs.
Yeah, it was good experience for both those guys, and we played pretty well, but we had a punt block. We had some things we need to play better at.
Jack Jackson, talk about the play of him, how big he was today.
Well, he was open a lot. He was supposed to do what he did today. And if he can do this against Tennessee and Kentucky and Auburn and Georgia, then we'll be smiling a lot more.
And, Coach, your biggest concern defensively, what are you going to be talking about?
We're okay. We just need to tighten up the pass coverage a little bit.
Okay, the thoughts of head coach Steve Spurrier. The Gators win the home opener of 1994 over the Aggies of New Mexico State, 70-21.
All right, thanks a lot, Steve. And Jim Yarbrough, Steve Spurrier obviously thinks that this team has got to get a little bit better before they take on the likes of Tennessee and Florida State in the SEC competition they'll face down the road.
Well, I'm sure he's excited about the 71 points or 70 points, but the defense did give up the big play, and that's something they wanted to stop. And with Kentucky coming to town and the SEC battle starting next week, you know, the coach will be looking at those films and trying to get the guys to play better, both offensively and defensively. But certainly, I think they didn't jeopardize their #1 rating in the country.
Now, the Gators came in ranked #1, and it's a pretty good bet that they'll still be there when the polls come out later on this weekend and early on in the week. So the Gators win at 70-21 tonight to open up the season against New Mexico State. The broadcast rights to today's telecast have been granted to Sports Channel Florida by the University of Florida solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this program without the express written consent of Sports Channel Florida is prohibited.